What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of I'll Call You Right Back podcast with me, your host. We got an exciting episode this week. I'm excited to get to it, but before that, I want to talk about some shit. So, first and foremost, this podcast is proudly sponsored by Streets on Carson. Streets on Carson is a delicious restaurant on the south side on Carson Street, and go try them out, street foods from around the world, and tell them the podcast sent you. So, last night I watched this movie, The Dirt. The Dirt is Motley Crue's movie that just came out on Netflix. I'm not going to pretend like I'm a huge Motley Crue fan because I'm really not. It's not that I dislike them. It's just that, I was never all gung-ho about Motley Crue. But I did see this movie getting talked up on the internet. Like, a lot of people were posting about it, and I was like, I'll check it out. Why not? So I watched this movie, and immediately I noticed that Machine Gun Kelly is playing Tommy Lee. And I was like, what the fuck? I had no idea that this was going to happen. So, from there, I was kind of surprised, and I was anxious to see how he did. I think his performance in the movie was a little bit like he came off as kind of overly corny, but I really liked the movie. I thought he did real well as playing that role, and they all did real good at acting. It was a wild movie. It was different, but it was cool. I enjoyed it, but I did think Machine Gun Kelly did not do bad at acting. We saw him for a quick second in Bird Box whenever he dipped out real quick, but you can't really gauge someone's acting from a 2-minute cameo. But he was in this movie for the entire time, he was one of the main stars, and he did real good. I thought it was wild that obviously, if you know who Machine Gun Kelly is, he's literally covered in tattoos. Tommy Lee in the beginning obviously was not. So while I was watching it, I was like, man, I wonder what the process was of them covering all of his tattoos. And sure enough, Barstool Sports posted a video of the process of his cover-up, and it looked fucking crazy. They sprayed him with this red neutralizing color and then painted, I guess it was all this foundation, it looked like. I don't know what kind of makeup it was, but it was skin-colored makeup. They made it look super wild. But definitely check that out. The movie's definitely worth checking out. Another thing I wanted to talk about, I went to a new restaurant this week, and it was fucking fire. It's called Yoli's. It's Yoli's, I don't know the exact word of it, Yoli's Cucina and Craft House. I don't know what that means, but they're at 1101 885 in Jefferson Hills, right near the CCAC. The owner is, a dude that went to school with my brother. I've been hearing all about this place. Ralph has been talking this place up for months to me. He's been telling me, don't sleep on it. He's like, oh yeah, you're always gassing up Streets. I went there, I tried it, it was fire. He was like, go up here and try this place. It's real good. He was like, get the Sunday sauce. So I go up there with my parents, and we have it was an unreal meal. I got a pizza with pepperoni and mushrooms on it. And I used to, I'm not picky about pizza. I feel like pizza is, pizza's pizza. I'm never going to be like, nah, I ain't going to eat that slice of pizza. I don't give a fuck if it's Tostino. I don't give if it's a Lunchable. Any word with pizza in it, I'm going to try it. I don't think if you cast away a slice of pizza, you're just like, oh no, that doesn't look good, or oh no, that's, you're fucking sick. I honestly don't know if I've ever met anyone that would just cast away a slice. But yeah, I wasn't casting away these slices. I could not get enough of them. I would just anytime I go to a restaurant or something like that that's real good, why not tell yous about it? You know what I mean? People listen. I want people to tell me about dope ass shit. I want to know where the good ass food is. And Yoli's got some bomb ass food. Italian food. Go up there. My dad got a sandwich. It looked fucking dope. My mom got a buffalo chicken salad that was so good. He got these Yoli rolls that are big ass pepperoni rolls. It is fire for sure. Definitely check that out. But okay, so I also built a website. I just want to touch on that real quick. www.illcallyouRightback.com. Hop on there. I got hoodies, t-shirts, sticker packs, pins. I'm going to have all kinds of merch coming soon. You know, I'm just slowly building this thing up. But go on there, check that out. Let me know what you think about it. But on to the reason everyone's listening. This week we have a repeat guest. Okay, so episode 31, I did a podcast with a dude named Ralph Martino. Ralph Martino is someone I knew growing up. Like, he knew my brother, and in the beginning, this dude was, I mean, he was fat as hell. 350 pounds, whatever. He was fat as hell. We talk about that in the first episode. So if you want to get it caught up to date on like Ralph's story, hop back to episode 31. It's hilarious. Ralph is a hilarious dude. But if not, this episode, we talk about his whole journey into yoga. So the first episode was his whole journey into losing weight and like kind of getting into that fitness path, and the way that he ended up doing that. And this, and we finished up that episode with him telling me that he wanted to go to school to be a yoga instructor. This was about a year ago, and look at us a year later. This dude he's done with school. He's about to teach his first class tomorrow, which brings me to my next point. Yoga Ralph's first $5 drop-in class tomorrow, March 29th, Friday, March 29th, 6:30 p.m. at Yoga Flow in Murraysville. I'm telling you, I think there's going to be a lot of people up here. And first come, first serve, $5 cash money. Don't be bringing no plastic. Save the whales. But $5 cash, $2 mat rental if you need a mat, and it's gonna be hot yoga. You know, we're gonna just be up in there. The port's gonna be up in there, and it's gonna be hilarious to see Ralph teach this class in front of all these people, because I know he's kind of nervous about it. How couldn't you be nervous about it? If you're doing something, how couldn't you be nervous about it? But so this episode, we just talk about his whole journey through yoga school, and it's fucking awesome. We talk about wild shit. We talk about the hidden gems of grocery shopping in the beginning. We talk about, you know, the steals at Costco. We talk about how he kind of found his yoga home and all that shit, and like where he wanted to go to school and everything. And then we talk about some wild shit, different types of yoga, sensory deprivation tanks. He has a story that is just unreal, and I know that you guys are going to enjoy this episode. So without further ado, episode 63 of I'll Call You Right Back podcast with Yoga Ralph.
Telephone.
Hello?
Telephone.
I'll call you right back. Call you right back.
Telephone.
I'll Call You Right Back podcast. Smiley face French fries. They're shapes of a smiley face?
Yeah. You don't remember them shits from like a kid. You never ate a smiley face French fry.
I don't think I've had smiley face French fries.
Oh, man. If you ain't ate, you better go get you some giant eagle smiley face French fries. I forget who makes them. They're probably still in my garbage.
They're fire?
Oh, yeah. It's a French fry that is just, it's a fucking smiley face instead of a straight French fry.
I'm going to have to get them.
It's some probably processed cancer potato. But
Fake shit.
oh, it's got to be fake. I ain't never seen a fucking French fry that looked like a happy face.
It's a good
or
point.
any asshole that took the time to like. I mean, I guess you could hand carve like one potato into like 4 smiley faces or whatever, but that's got to ruin your overall production of like. How much does that cost? Like a bag of that shit, a hand cut fucking smiley faces cost you like $14 probably.
It's weird because
as opposed to the giant eagle $1.99.
It's probably fucking. It's kind of like how Pringles are. Like, you know, Pringles aren't like a real chip. It's just like potato, all the like the leftover trash that they just like pretty much blend up and they press it. That's why they're all perfectly, you know, like the way they are.
Smiley face fucking French fries.
Yeah, it's definitely weird.
I can't believe that. You never had them in like they probably had them in school lunches.
I don't remember.
Anybody listening to this knows what the fuck I'm probably talking about. And if they don't know, Google it. Smiley face French
Smiley
fries.
face French fries. Pull that mic up just a little bit. There you go.
Smiley face French fries.
Yeah, that's perfect. I remember, I think our household was like, we always had like some crinkle fries, like the frozen crinkle joints. And then I think that they were like a seasoned like steak fry. For some reason I remember them, but like I don't ever remember like fucking with French fries that much back in the day. You know what I mean? Like my mom used to be like, she used to cook like, I remember we would have meatloaf all the time.
We would have meatloaf too.
And it was fire. Like
family meals.
Yeah. You know, like wholesome, like actual like dinner. She would always make like her bread and butter was like fucking like like stews, pork roast, meatloaf, and like pork chops, shake and bake pork chops. I fucking hated pork chops.
I hated pork chops growing up. My mom.
They were the worst ever.
My mom, God rest her soul, couldn't cook fucking pork to save her life growing up. She would bake pork chops always.
That's what my mom
And it was
does.
like, well, thankfully I never caught no parasite because of that shit. She cooked them right, but man, they tasted like shit. The last pork chop I ate at the Rib Crib, like the old Blaine Hill in Elizabeth, I think it is.
Whack.
I mean, pork is whack, but they fucking grilled them, and I was like, man, if I had these as a kid, maybe I'd have.
I never fucked with pork chops. Like I fuck with bacon. I like pork.
I always liked ham and chipped ham. That's it, or not ham. Fuck ham. I hate Easter ham. That's like weird. Like let's cut a pig's butt and bake it for 4 hours with honey.
Yeah, I do fuck with some pulled pork though. I'll make a pork shoulder in a crock pot, and you put it in there, and you just like. Let it kind of just steep for fucking 7-8 hours, and you just get home and put some fucking, some shit on top of it. It's fire stuff.
I know
pork is fucked up though.
I always like chipped ham.
Yeah,
that
chipped
was my
ham.
shit.
Isley's. It had to be Isley's.
My cat is solid proof that it had to be Isley's. I would get Giant Eagle. Like I trained this cat, this big fat black cat right here, to do tricks, and she learned it because of Isley's chipped ham. Like I'd be making a sandwich and she'd want some chipped ham, and I'd just be like, "Give me a high five, Chalk." And eventually she just started giving me high fives and realized
for some chipped ham.
This boy gonna give me some chipped ham. She ends up gaining she's like 10 pounds overweight. Like for a cat,
it's a pretty big cat for sure.
She's probably she's definitely. I call her Bubba. She's like Bubba Smith linebacker. She's definitely like 12 pounds overweight.
I love all these pictures that Dirty Bird does.
But the chipped ham, man, trained her with the chipped ham. But she wouldn't, if I would get Giant Eagle ham, she wouldn't even come around to do her tricks.
Yeah, she's like, I ain't fucking with that trash.
I feel her too. That Isley's is salted just right.
My parents always used to get that Black Forest ham with like the skin on it, and I hated that shit.
My mom would always make ham barbecues.
Yeah, I fuck with that.
Sometimes.
I fucked with that. All right, so listen, I do this segment. I open up each podcast with a segment called What's in the Cup. What's in the cup?
This morning, I'm actually drinking a bottle of Deer Park water because water is essential for life. And I got a little can of kombucha tea over here.
You said that's from Aldi's?
Yeah, I grabbed this shit from Aldi's. It's like...
it
comes in a can. It's like they say like them bottles are like 2 servings or whatever. I just grab a can and pound one.
Yeah,
it's ginger peach. It's pretty fire.
I fuck with Aldi's. Aldi's got dope shit.
If you don't shop at Aldi's, you're balling out of control.
I know.
You're fucking too rich for me. Like I can't afford the Giant Eagle like
Dude,
that.
Giant Eagle's prices, if you come out of there, it's $60 per Giant Eagle bag.
Eat veggies like I eat veggies, it's like before I even get like a loaf of bread, that shit's $40.
Yeah, it really is wild.
And I got like the only thing cheap is the bananas. Like
what do you usually eat?
I'd get like a bag of apples, but I don't want no bullshit waxed up apples. I always ball out and get the Honey Crisp.
The Honey Crisp apples?
I actually get my apples from Costco. That's like Costco. I go to Costco for 3 things. Like that's everything else at Costco is kind of cheesy, but I go to Costco for they got protein. This Organ protein, this vegan protein I use. GNC wants like 35 for half the tub that Costco wants 20 for.
$20.
20. You
That
can't-
ain't bad.
Like, and then they have sales sometimes. They just sent me a letter, said $5 off. So I'm gonna go grab double down that. And what else do I grab at Costco? They got
You buy like 8 blankets, you can get 8 fleece
I
blankets.
did just buy a new comforter and down comforter and shit.
You
from,
bought one?
Costco just the other day.
How
on a
much did
whim.
it cost?
I got this down comforter for, I think it was $120.
Ain't bad.
I bought the same fucking thing like 2 years ago at Macy's. It was like $329.
It's a game changer.
and
Like
this thing
a
is
new
fresh.
bedding.
Like,
New bedding is a game changer. I get why. Everyone on the podcast, like Bert and Tom Segura and all them, they're all fucking sponsored by like
Beds.
Brook Linen and shit
Yeah.
like that.
Well,
But
I used to buy them Brooks from.
Brook Linen, is that what they were?
It was it's like Brook Linens in man, what the fuck?
I don't know. They're all fucking
It's
sponsored.
Damascus. I always buy these Damascus.
But shit is-
Damascus or something.
You know, like I never ever spent the money on bedding.
You have
Like
to.
I was always like, oh yeah, get these ones that are 20 because I don't want to spend 90
No.
on a set of sheets. But you know, we had a gift card from the wedding that we still haven't used, and we went out there and we were like, fuck it, we'll buy like, I think we got like 1,800 thread count.
Yeah,
and they were
man,
like,
that's balling. That's that
yeah.
Egyptian cotton.
well,
thing.
they were on sale for. I think originally the set was like $230, but they were on sale for $110, and you got a $20 gift card instantly when you bought it. So $110 minus that $20 you got instantly is $80 or $90, and then we bought this down comforter that was also on sale too. So like we dropped like $225, $250 on a down comforter and a sheet set. I swear to God that it makes all the
yeah.
difference though.
I got flannel sheets that I've been getting these tattoos done and shit, and I refuse to sleep with a shirt. I can't sleep with a shirt on.
Yeah.
Like it's just not in my nature.
Yeah.
So I pull out these flannel dips, and I slept on them 2 nights ago. Man, I tossed and turned the whole night. I changed my sheets this last night and
Yeah.
slept. This is Saturday morning now. I'm up. I'm feeling great. Like,
Yeah.
I ain't got no 1,800 thread count, but mine are like 800.
Yeah, I mean,
And
like
they don't fuck around. They bung boys for king size sheets out here.
it's insane.
And I sleep with 4 pillows because I'm fucking savage out here.
4 pillows.
4 pillows. I gotta have. Most of the time I normally just sleep alone, so I gotta throw a pillow next to me. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
it has a
Takes
safe
up.
feeling.
It keeps me in my It keeps me on my toes
Yeah,
for
it's
when I got a
balanced.
lady friend in the bedroom.
Yeah.
So I ain't
Prepares
scratching
you.
her with my toenails.
I'm telling you, the fucking
And then I got cats next to me,
Yeah.
sleeping, hogging up.
that hogging on the bed,
Stinking
these big
up the
ass
joint.
cats. I'm telling you, the bedding though is the shit.
It is, it's money.
It's a game changer.
Same with the mattress. Like you got a ball hard all the way across the board.
Yeah, and
Except for pillow. You don't got a ball. Them expensive pillows are bullshit.
it's worth it to.
It's
worth it to buy nice shit.
I get them My Pillows. I'm gonna send a plug out to My Pillows. If dude from My Pillows hears this,
I don't know what that
I got
is.
4 of them. You don't know what My Pillows, dude? It's on there. Like, man,
What is it?
you probably don't got cable. He's
don't
on
got
every
cable.
fucking commercial. Like My Pillow, just hugging him, and he's like, buy one get one free, dude. He's the new.
The dude who died. What was his name?
Yeah, I can't think of his name either, but he's the reincarnation of him, and he's selling
Willie
fucking
Mays.
pillows.
Yeah, Willie Mays.
Dude with them.
Or Billy Mays.
Billy
That's-
Mays. Yeah.
Willie Mays is from
Willie
Major
Mays is
League
baseball.
Yeah, Willie Mays Hayes.
But I swear by those.
So yeah, dude, it's just it comes to prove that whenever you're older, it does pay to buy. It does pay to get some nice shit because you could spend the least amount of money and buy something, and you're just gonna be fucked because it's not that nice, and you're just gonna have to replace it because they're trash. So just the moral is of all
Moral
this.
of the story is
to-
brand loyalty.
Yeah.
I'm loyal to Nike across the board. I don't care if they got. No disrespect to any Malaysians out there. I don't give a fuck if they got Malaysian kids out there sewing the shit up. I mean, I've been wearing the swoosh since I was a little kid. Like,
Yeah.
I wear nothing but hoop shorts, ball shorts every fucking day.
Yeah.
You won't catch me in the streets in anything but Nikes. Like, if you see me in a pair of Adidas, that's because I ain't make it home last night. I don't know what the fuck happened.
You borrowed them.
I don't know whose these are.
So the last time you were on the podcast, you were preparing to start yoga school.
Oh, yeah.
Like you and right, like you weren't in it yet.
Yeah, I was. I wasn't even registered at that time, but it was on the
Mentally, you
it
were
was in there.
preparing
Yeah,
yourself.
I was like I was a month late on the sign up the year before because I figured it came quarterly. I figured like they were hustling yoga. I mean, they are. You could go to like my boy just went to Bali right now. He's gonna get certified in the next month and come back and
Bali.
But it doesn't count towards the 200 hours. I looked into those little cross country things. That's the next move. Is I'm going to like India.
Oh yeah,
Just for the hell of it.
like Tulum and shit like that.
I don't know specifically, but like I just know I'm gonna try not to shit the whole week there. I'm gonna try not to use their facilities because I hear it's just terrible. I'm gonna eat like spinach and hope my body absorbs it.
The girl I know who's real into yoga, she went to Tulum and like went on like some yoga retreat.
That's what I want to do next.
It looked fucking insane. I mean, I guess it's just you're out there all day just doing yoga all day.
Yeah, well, I started the training 200. I don't know what they call it, the YRT or whatever. All these girls Instagram hashtag it that shit. But I started that in January, and I completed the. I'm basically done with it. Tomorrow, I got a monthly meeting where we learn like the magic shit, like adjustments and the black magic, as I'm gonna call it, like the X-Men shit, like chakras and whatnot. Like,
Unlock unlock your inner being.
Yeah, like the anti-UPMC way of healthy living, like the way to just like release energy on the inside and break your tumors up.
Break your tumors up on the inside.
No, from the inside out.
All right.
But I started that in January. I completed the little. It's like they call it 6 weeks extensive. I think it was 6 weeks. It was Saturdays and Sundays from 12 to 7 out in Aspinwall.
So 7 hours.
7 hours
straight
a day.
Yoga.
Straight schooling of yoga. Like not just like you learn by doing, I guess. Like the first couple weeks were pretty cool. The first day was like an AA meeting. Everybody went around the room like. I was like, I'm Ralph, from McKee Sport. Like, they weren't ready for me. Nobody's really ready for me in this whole yoga situation. Like, everybody's all peaceful. Like, I'm real peaceful, but like, I'm rowdy as shit.
Yeah,
like,
you also have some intensity to you.
Like, yeah, I'm not quiet by any means. Like, I'm not the loudest person in the room.
But you definitely ain't the quietest.
I'm not the wallflower either.
Yeah.
But like,
now in this school that you started, how many people started?
I never took the official head count. I think there's 22 or 23 of us in there. All female except for me.
You were the only male in this.
Only pair of balls in the building that was known of.
Now, what's the age ranges to something like this?
I think it's open to anybody. I wasn't the oldest. I'm not disrespecting anybody's age or anything, but I wasn't the oldest. But the youngest, I want to say, was 18. This girl, Bree, I think she was 18 in high school still. And I don't know if she was in high school, but she was 18.
Is there old-ass people like 50s?
No. Just, I want to say I was second oldest, maybe, probably.
So you had 6 weeks.
It was like a bunch of 20 I'd say everybody was like 20 to 30.
That's funny.
Majority.
So you have 6 weeks of 7 hours a day, 2 days a week. Intensive yoga classes of like education of yoga.
Yeah.
Wow. So
it was cool at first. Like if anybody's listening to this in their experience with yoga, like they'll get it. Like without giving out all the secrets, like we'd go over like what you would do. Like the first weekend was like, all right, first day was like cool as fuck. I remember just being nervous as hell. Like I don't know what's going on. I remember.
Were you doing yoga before school though? Like did you start?
Oh yeah. I've been practicing yoga forever, but like I tuned it up sick. Like if anybody knows me, they know me for being like a little gym rat dude. Like I'm always lifting and I'm always like running.
Yeah, because beforehand
I cut the lifting out. I was like, you know what? I can't fuck this up. I was like, I can't wait another year to do this. I was like, I can't go into class and be like, my shoulders fucking separated or something.
Yeah.
And because I didn't know what the fuck to expect. I expected to go in there and be in plank position for like 7 hours possibly. Like,
Yeah.
not 7 hours, because I'd assume like you take a bathroom break and a little cigarette break or something and lunch or whatever. But like that's what I thought we were going to be doing, and it sort of was that, but like in waves. Like the first weekend is like the easy shit. You come in, it's all seated, like everybody sit down, we learn to breathe in, which is cool. Like I don't mind doing that shit over and over again.
It would be cool to learn the basics like from a real person.
But we got to like week 2 and it's like, all right, there's a lot of shit going on in my head. I'm like stressing it like it's fucking like midterm college and shit. Like I don't think I could fail unless like I blow my knee out, but like maybe I can. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like I'm like doing homework and shit. I'm rewriting my notes. Then we get to like week 3 and it's like down dogs, 3-legged dogs, and it's like 7 hours of down.
Now
dog this
physically,
one Saturday.
though, like how hard is it on your body? Like from the first week, like was the first couple weeks like easy? Like you weren't doing.
The first couple weeks were easy. It was all seated shit, but like week 3 started to get more intense. It's like
so you just dead tired.
You're doing your sun A's, your sun B. Anybody who does yoga knows what I'm talking about. Like your chaturangas, your push-ups, and, your chair poses and shit. And it's like that's a lot of movement. And the way they're teaching you to teach other people. Like I went like rookies coming in. Like that's what I'm looking at. Is like, if you're experienced, you're going to come to my class and be like, all right, this dude's, like you can get your shit, but like you'll be like, this dude's cheesy.
Yeah.
Basic or whatever. But like if you're new to it, it's going to be designed like, all right, we're going to be in this down motherfucking dog.
Yeah, because like I took one.
Get your breaths right, because we're about to be in this bitch for a minute.
I took one. Ralph came over to my house and taught me like a private lesson. How long was it? How long did we do?
We did the whole. We did the whole dip. We
did
the whole hour 15.
Hour and 15 minutes of this yoga.
And I kind of messed it up. I made you do an extra set of like lunges and shit for no reason, but it didn't hurt nobody.
Yeah, it didn't hurt nobody. And I was super nervous about it because like I did a half-ass yoga class before somewhere. I'm pretty sure it was like at some gym, but it was only like 20-minute like stretch class or whatever.
Yeah,
or no, we did yoga in it was in high school. It was actually my fucking SAT prep class. My SAT prep class, I had a wild ass teacher. And I can't remember what the fuck her name was, but she taught SAT prep. But for 10 minutes, she would put on like a yoga video, and we would have to do these crazy stretches because she would say that it would get our brain like different shit firing.
She's not lying though. Like
it was wild. That was my first experience of it, but I was super nervous because I was like, "What the fuck?" I mean, I'm not crazy physically active, but you came over and it was definitely it was physically demanding. I was
it's
sweating
not easy.
my fucking ass off.
I mean, it's anybody can do it. It's for anybody. It's always your practice. Like it don't matter if I could stand on my head and you can't. Who gives a fuck? It don't matter if you can't touch your toes.
Yeah,
like that's what it's about.
But it's like
eventually you will, even if you can't touch your toes. Like you'll still get the benefits of bending over, and the blood will fucking roll down your spine and shit. And,
it's definitely. It felt really, really good.
It opens up energy in your body. I firmly believe in that shit. Like,
now, did you believe in this? So originally we talked on the first time you were on the podcast. What was the most you ever weighed?
I never really knew the most because I think we talked about this before. Like the most my scale would weigh was 300, and that motherfucker didn't pop up for a minute till I started eating super right. I gave up. I cut lawns my whole fucking life. Powerhouse Lawn Care. Shout out to Powerhouse Lawn Care. I just hung that shit up just recently.
Yeah,
just recently.
Yeah,
and that was like. I would go out, I would cut grass. I'd like, what do you fucking eat when you're out in the middle of the shit cutting grass? I'd fucking eat Fuzzy's hoagies.
I swear to
I'd
God.
eat fucking Wendy's like every single day, like for lunch. And like, I was fat as fuck when I was doing it the majority of my life. Like, I remember the one summer I put on like 50 pounds just in like Wendy's weight, just in like triple melts and shit. Once I started cutting that out, like, I remember the winter hit and I cut that out. Well, my dad got sick. I started helping him out and taking care of him. So I started doing whatever diet he had to do, like it was just high protein and
You
whatever.
said you went hard on spinach.
I still go hard on spinach. Yeah. Spinach is my shit. A nickel bag of spinach a day, keep the fucking doctor away. And I don't know. I swear by it. If there's any, people always ask about the secret pill. It's spinach. Just eat a fucking handful of spinach. There's no secret pill you could take to lose weight. You just gotta fucking eat some spinach and move a little bit.
And move
not a little
better.
bit. Move daily, and you'll be all right.
So you were super unhealthy at one point, but now you're like in this yoga quest of life, and it's super interesting.
I would tell these people like I'm a recovering fat kid, and they would like laugh at me because if you look at me now, you're like, no, this dude ain't. Like,
you don't look.
This dude wasn't fat a couple years ago. Like, this dude been like doing push-ups for the majority of his life.
Yeah, that's and honestly, that's what it looks like now. But before, you were huge.
Man, the transition I've been on since it started when I was 30. I'll be 35 on Tuesday. I went from over 300 to fucking 180 pounds. Right now, I'm sitting at 220. Like, I look like goddamn like a WWF wrestler. I still run every day. Like,
but it's like 220. It's not like
look
fat.
Like I'm 220.
Yeah, not
like,
one bit. You don't look 220.
I don't look.
You look like 185, 190.
Yeah, it's 220. I've been trying. What's even funnier was I've been trying to lose fucking 15 pounds for the last, I don't even know how long. I stopped lifting because I knew yoga was coming up in like December. I was like, I'm going to stop going to the gym and stop lifting, hitting the weights. I stopped drinking protein, and I continued to run and shit. And I'm like, I'm gonna try and lose 8 pounds because I figured like might really be like standing on my head and shit for the majority of the afternoon. And I was like, I need to shed some weight. Like, I'm too goddamn heavy, like, for gravity. Like, me and gravity, we're not fucking around still. Like, gravity's already kicking my ass. I'm too heavy for it. I was like 208 when I started trying to lose weight. And I just started running, and I didn't lose no weight from running. Like, my shit stayed the same. Now my calves are all muscular and shit again. And I don't know. I ended up putting on weight, like, I don't know if it's like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it like my body's been like recovering this whole time and like I woke up like my muscles healed and got like thicker or something. But like I took like 2 months off from the gym and I went from like 208. Next thing you know, I'm like 215. I weighed myself the other morning. It was 220. But it was like, I mean,
fuck it, whatever. Fuck it. So like,
I did try to buy dress pants recently for a funeral, and like none of my pants fit. And I went to the mall to grab pants, and it was like some real shocking shit. Like,
the size, like you said your thighs couldn't fit.
Like I
in
used
there.
to wear like even when I was fat as fuck, I always wore like 42 or like 44.
Yeah,
because Burlington would have them 44s on deck. Like,
I know,
and I wasn't trying to wear no skinny jeans. Like, and I was wearing like 36s for the longest, and then I would buy like 38s because I got big, thick thighs and shit.
Yeah.
Boy, I went to try on some 38s the other day, and like they fit, but they ain't like I couldn't get my hands in the pocket. Like I was just like, man, it's gonna be like a rough summer out here. I bought a bunch of hoop shorts and shit in preparation for it.
Yeah,
you might see me in a dress shirt and some hoop shorts in the streets.
Nike hoop shorts.
All Nike. Or Jordan, the same people, same Malaysian kids, same
Malaysian, same sweatshops.
Yeah, same fucking.
So like this
shipping and handling,
this yoga shit that now this has been like the majority of your time these past. And
I put
like
a lot of time in
7 weeks. Like these past 7 weeks, you've been like immersed in yoga.
I've been doing not only that, but like I've been going to class too, like because there's a lot of shit that I still can't do. Like my arms are not flexible.
How many consecutive yoga days did you go to?
The one day I did 9 in a row. On top of 2 of those days being the 7-hour days, and I ended up burning myself out. I ended up catching like the flu. I knew I was going to get the flu. When you go to school, school's the flu. Kids got the fucking flu.
Absolutely.
Like the one week there was a couple girls sick. The next week I just got hammered. Like I remember going in there one Saturday. I drank Dayquil, which I ain't drank Dayquil. NyQuil gives me like night terrors. And shit.
Yeah, dude, me too.
I drank Dayquil and went in there, and it was like I should have just went in there sick. It was
Yeah.
like, not only was I like sick, but I was like
freak,
space cadet.
yeah.
Like,
Like
I
out
just
of it.
laid there. Thankfully, like everybody's cool. They let me just lay there. Like,
Now,
I did a little bit of stretching.
How many days?
I
in a
will say
row?
this though. Once I started stretching that day, I was real sick. It was weird. Like my congestion cleared out. But the minute I went home, like my head was bumping, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like I ain't doing shit.
How many consecutive days did you go to yoga? Like you said, you went on like a 30-day streak or something.
I tried to do this 21 days of yoga on top of the 2 days a week mandatory on the weekend. So I tried to go. I missed it by like 1 day. We just looked at the chart the other day.
You went 20 days.
I did 20. I actually did the 21, but they didn't count January 1st. I went to a January 1st class with Dawn, and man, she fucking kicked my ass. I didn't even drink New Year's Eve. I didn't get a good night's sleep or nothing. I went there. It was I want to say it started at noon, and it was supposed to be an hour and a half class. And Dawn always runs heavy. She's always on some spiritual shit. It's always well needed. I love her classes.
Yeah.
Like when I leave there, I'll be like,
This is someone at Yoga Flow?
yeah, she's the head chunk in charge at that motherfucker. She's the lady that runs it all. She's sick. She's like, I consider Dom like family now. Like whether she likes it or not, like we're family now. Like you taught me yoga. Like
Yeah, you went through some shit.
if I blow up or something, I could always be like, it's because Dom fucking taught me.
Yeah.
And even if I fell, I can't be like Dom taught me.
Yeah,
like
I
she
know,
still
right?
taught me. Like I felt on my own.
Absolutely.
But if I blow up, that's like who I got to thank.
She's the one who like, yeah, she's the one who did it.
Like it's weird. The yoga. Me and Butts was just talking about this, like how the universe nudges boys in different directions and whatnot. And I was like, he tried to tell me it didn't nudge me. I was like, man, that shit nudged the fuck out of me. Like, it took like real life death to like get me motivated to even move. And then it went from one move to another. Like I found Yoga Flow through goddamn Bert Kreischer and like Joe Rogan, because these boys were like, they were talking about remember the Sober October or whatever?
Yeah,
like 2
yeah,
Octobers ago. They're like, oh, bro, you do 15 hot yogas a month. It's so hard. I'm like, I do that every day. Like
Yeah.
I do that shit
All the time.
Like I go to yoga 3 times a week, every week. Like that's my life. On top of that, I do the same shit. Like I go for a 4-mile run every morning. I run from here to Sarah High School and back. Like, I don't know what that is. It's got to be 4.5, 5 miles.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane.
Yeah,
I
that's
did it yesterday. It was insane.
That's a deep hike for sure.
It's got to be at least 4 miles. It takes me about 40, 45 minutes.
That's it?
That's it.
Oh, wow. That's not bad at all.
Man, I used to run something sick. I used to, I once, like I competed, I'll call it compete. I ran one of those races for cancer. Yeah. And I tried the Dust Boys. I came out the gate running hard, and I never did it before. It was up at like White Oak Park. I never really ran White Oak Park. It started all uphill.
Yeah.
I just remember there was like 3 kids ahead of me, and I was like, I got to keep pace with these kids. Fucking floating with these boys. We come around the back end, like the last quarter mile. It's all downhill too. I didn't know how much further we had to go, so I started like dogging it a little bit. This 90-year-old lady she was like 90. She came out of nowhere and dusted me. I tried to keep pace with this old lady, like to not let her cross the finish line.
She saved it for the end.
Beat me.
She saved it for the end.
I ended up placing like 7th out of all this shit, and like the people who ended up placing before me were like people avenging cancer and shit. Like they had a reason to be there.
Something to prove.
When I looked at them stats, it was like I ran 3.5 miles or whatever a 5K is. It was like 20 minutes. And I was like, that's pretty sick. Like,
yeah, that ain't bad at all.
That's not bad at all. That's like 6 something a mile.
Yeah, that's
like,
not bad at all.
When I really started running that thing, I was really going. I should have went at a steady pace and then chugged it on the way back. Like I chugged it on the way up the hill, because I ain't know. I was just seeing these kids running, and I was like, this is what it is. I was like, I thought we'd all just be lollygagging,
galloping around.
These boys are sprinting.
People got something to prove.
They did that. Well, you know, the one kid that won it, he man, I swear he ran in like 17 minutes. Young boy, 17-year-old.
Yeah, it's insane.
It was
dude.
for his family. So like,
I had a
if I had a family benefit, I'd win that shit. If I had a golf outing for my parents or something, there's no way I'm not winning that shit.
I had a girl that I was friends with in high school. She was on like cross country and shit like that, and she would just like run to my house, and like it's like I think it was like 9 miles, but she was just like, hey, if I run over to your house, would you drive me home? Like, cause like I was good friends with her. Like I was always chilling with her and her brother and her dad. And, I was like, fuck yeah. She'll fucking gallop over and just be like dead. And I'm just like, geez, like I can't believe that shit.
I keep my Tinder radius on a 10-mile radius just in case I have to run out of somewhere. And I know I could get home in 10 miles in whatever shoes I'm wearing. I know, like I used to run 9 miles like every Sunday when I was trying to lose weight.
That was your big day.
I ain't done that in a while. Like that 4 miles gasses me. But I read a long time ago that anything over 40 minutes of cardio is it's unless you're trying to shed pounds, like it's unnecessary. I ain't trying to really lose weight.
Yeah.
I don't need to lose weight.
I need to lose weight.
And 40 minutes is excessive enough. Like I don't do like bullshit walking on a treadmill. Like I either jump rope every day for 40 minutes or I go for a run.
You like jumping rope?
I used to love it, but all of a sudden I'm getting old and I got like, they call it like trigger finger. It's like a typist, like arthritis. My thumb locks up in my wrist.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
It's fucking my yoga game up.
Yeah, that's
like it's hard for me to hold down dogs and keep my hands straight. And like,
yeah.
Sometimes I'll be walking and the wind will catch my thumb and I'll like wince in like real pain, like in the middle of Giant Eagle, like tears will come out my eye.
The wind will catch your thumb.
I'm like scared to go to the doctor, like, and get it reevaluated. Like,
yeah, you definitely just need to go.
They might cut me open.
Have you had like, is your body like, have you noticed any negative effects on it from doing all the yoga?
Nothing from yoga. Oh,
like not even with like movement or your joints or anything like that. Do you think it's a benefit?
No, fully beneficial. My flexibility, like for my size, is pretty good, and the way I lift like I would lift every day. Like I'd lift more than I'd stretch. So like I fuck shit up.
Yeah.
Like if I stretched more than I lift, who knows where I'd be at.
Yeah. I know if you did.
And that's what I've been trying to get at. That was my New Year's resolution. I was like, I'm going to, like, if I go to the gym 3 times a week, that means I got to go to yoga 4 times a week.
Okay. That makes sense.
But
so you're
man,
just
it's rough.
fully immersed in this shit.
I'm just trying to get flexible. I'm not trying to talk the talk, like, and I'm not trying to be like these yokel locals and be like, look at my shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Unless I could be like, look at my shit.
Yeah, I know. Like you wanted to be like 100% with it and put into work
like,
for it.
I teach my first class on March 29th.
Yeah,
and it's all predetermined. And it's all things I can't do. It's this cow face pose. And I've been
cow face.
It's called cow face. I love cow face pose. The name. I like to call people that. Like, shut up, cow face. Like, I fucking hate that shit. Like, you lock on your knees and you sit back.
Yeah.
And then you do some shit like this with your arms.
Jesus.
And you sit there and you're supposed to sit there for fucking 3 minutes. And then you do it. You switch up
the
and
other
you
way.
do it the other way. That's your hip opener. And like, I don't know who exactly invented yoga. Like, if it was this dude Inger or whatever his name is, or like some broad dude didn't have balls. Like, cow face pose is like one of the hardest poses if you got a pair of balls. Like, all I do is adjust. Like, that's one thing. That's the only thing like I'm nervous about with like the yoga is like when I go and do yoga, it's at my own pace. Like, I gotta hurry up and get into this shit. Like, there's a lot of poses that ain't built for the male anatomy. Like,
yeah.
Well, you could do whatever as long as you shift and tuck and whatnot. Like,
yeah, and
I'm gonna just
yourself.
be up there like Al Bundy, just moving my balls around. Like, it's gonna get like.
I mean, realistically, though, like you have to do it.
You have to. You can't like you do chair pose. You bring your legs together. Try squeezing your legs together without pinching a nut real quick.
Yeah, and that'll fuck you up.
Yeah, it'll fucking fuck you up.
Yeah, it'll fuck up
that'll blow your whole zen out of proportion.
Your whole flow, like that's fucked up for sure. So these 7 hours of class, is it like you told me you were just doing like 7 hours of just like yoga and like
we would break into groups real quick.
Yeah.
And we would break things down in the poses. Like, we would do like a certain series. I would do it. And then girl next to me would do it.
Okay.
Then the girl next to her would do it. Then the girl next to
Go
her
through
would
the
do it.
entire series
Then
of
we
it
go
all.
through it again. Like I'd do another one and she'd do it. And like as she read it out, I would do like the poses and shit.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
It was team building 101.
Team building one.
Team building 101.
Now you
I met a lot of chill broads out there.
did you guys had like actual like bookwork and shit too though,
I
right?
actually did homework. When you pulled up right now, I was doing homework. I have to for this meeting tomorrow, I have to know these definitions and I have to read this shit. And I was reading it, and I was looking for this one definition, man. I can't really find it. It's fucking funny. It's really like college and shit. I'm like really writing papers and shit.
Now, whenever you were in high school and everything, were you someone that like always did your schoolwork?
No, I never did my homework. The same. If Dom or Michelle happens to hear this shit, they already know I don't do my homework. I learn by doing. Once you show me, we're in.
Yeah.
I got it. Like,
yeah, you have to.
I got it.
Yeah, it's. I was definitely that way. Like learning.
I'm a hands-on person.
Yeah, hands-on. I was always like hands-on.
Like I didn't. Like I was saying, they sent me this series, the cow face. The only thing I seen on it was I start the class in child's pose, which I don't like child's pose. I'm a big dude. I don't like sitting on my knees. My knees fucking suck to begin with.
Yep.
And the cow face, is just one of the harder hip openers for me. But I've been every day when I go to the gym, that's the first thing I do is I go and stretch for like 15 minutes. Cow face is on the agenda. I take my towel, I stretch my arms back. I don't hold it for the 3 minutes, but I hold it for like a minute.
Yeah.
Whenever I teach the class, I'm going to just cheat. I'm going to get in the pose or whatever and get everybody in the pose. And then I'm going to walk around and look at the clock. And
Yeah.
talking through it. And then when it's time to switch up, I'm going to get up there, show you how to get out of it, get back in it, and walk around and show you.
So, like, your schooling, if you had to, like, say how much bookwork it was with it, like...
I designated... at first, it was easy. The way I did my homework was, like, the machinist, like, over-compulsive, psychopath, like... because I don't know how to fucking do homework, like.
Yeah,
so...
you don't know, like, the intensity
like,
to
I'm
bring
about to pull
it.
my notebook out. It's right there and show you like how fucking weird, how weird my thought process was, my Freudian process.
On how
I got to
shit.
retain knowledge. It would be like week 1, we come and do our breaths. So I wrote all that shit out, and then I wrote it out again. And then like the next day we learn like from breaths. Then we go into like a little modified push up, like spinal balance or whatever. So I'd write. Come in, sit down, do breaths, come in, do push-ups, blah, blah, blah. And then, like, the next week, we'd learn a whole bunch more shit. So I'd go back to my notes again on, like, the next day, and I'd write them out. I'd be like, all right, it would start right from the very beginning. Come in, sit down, breath, push-up, downward dog. Down to the downward dogs or whatever. Then, like, the next day, we get more notes or whatever. Come back home, write it again. Fucking breath, sit down, blah, blah, blah. And by like week 5 to write out my fucking sequence of notes. Like it went from like an hour of homework to 2 hours of homework to like 3 hours of homework to like, I'm not doing my homework no more.
Yeah.
Like week 4, I ain't doing my homework no more.
Yeah,
like,
it's
all
just
right,
like-
I get it. Like,
It's like
I don't get it, but I get it.
Yeah, it's
I
like
know.
in your head.
It's in my head. I understand what we do. I know the shit. When it comes time for the class, I just gotta.
You got to be in the moment for it.
I just, I'll have a little cheat sheet or whatever to
for
guide
sure.
me through or whatever in case I forget where we're going next.
Now, whenever you taught me for that class, you said hour and 15 minutes. Like, you probably only looked at your notebook like once or twice. There was, like, you had it pretty down.
And I fucked it up. The reason I looked at it was because, like, I didn't know. We did, my cat just made the sickest noise if anybody heard that shit.
Yeah, people definitely did. I heard it in the headphones. That scared the
We
fuck
just
out
looked
of
at
me.
her like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck was I just saying? I forget what I was just saying. Where were we at?
Yeah, I forget too, honestly. We were
Goddamn cat.
that really like startled me. But,
That was like what?
Yeah,
that was
like-
like some Pet Cemetery.
yeah,
you know?
like that really. I guarantee you, people heard that in the headphone. That
Like,
really,
yeah,
that
what
really
the hell
startled
was
me.
that?
Like scared the thought out of both of us. We both just looked
I
over
literally
at the
forgot
cat.
what I was saying. I'm trying to think what we were saying.
We were talking about we were talking about your notebooks and like retaining shit and like.
Oh yeah. When I looked at my notes that day, we did that shit because like I did everything. Like I memorized everything we were supposed to memorize up until that point. Like the first 45 minutes of like real like work, and then like we took our break or whatever. Then we come back and do like one of each series.
Yeah. Like
you either do like your crescent lunge series or like you could do like your triangle series. I thought. We learned 3 series is for the beginner shit. Like,
yeah,
I thought we had to do all 3 of them.
Oh, okay.
We only had to do one of them. We did all 3 of them.
How many series
I remember when I looked
are there, like total? Or is it like unlimited?
Well, it could be unlimited, whatever your skill level is.
Because is there different styles of yoga?
Oh, my God, there's so many different styles.
And what is yours that you're getting taught in?
Well,
what is vinyasa?
Vinyasa is the breathing.
Oh, okay.
It's more like there's like your power yogas, like what are they called on Carson Street? Amazing Yoga.
Yeah,
They're more like power yoga.
What does that mean?
Like, not so much the breath, more like the movement.
Okay.
I don't really fuck with them. I got too many former loves that go to the city yoga, and it's just like I'm not. I hope that they don't fucking show up to this March 29th class.
Yeah, you don't want your chi fucked up.
No, don't fuck my chi up. Your energy ain't welcome there. Like, don't come and try to rekindle nothing or say you're proud of me. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, your energy is
not fucking needed at all. There's a couple of them, but
and like
yins know who yins are that ain't welcome. If you're blocked and shit, like
don't show up
you're
and
blocked
fuck the energy
and shit
up.
for a reason.
So like power yoga and this is the yoga that you guys do is like more concentrated on breathing.
It's
and
more.
Like,
I like to call it moving meditation. Is what is the way that's the way they would categorize it too. But
and this is like
the
your
way
favorite
because it's like, oh, dude, it's my favorite. I've been my evolution in yoga, like I was saying, the Sober October shit is what led me to the hardcore shit. Like I was doing hot yoga at this place, Inner Strength, but it was only like 80 degrees. Some days I'd go and my shirt really wouldn't even be saturated.
Isn't it usually like 120?
It's I want to say 98. I would assume,
I guess 120.
I go in there. I look at the thermostat every day. Some days it says like 92. Some days it says like 108. It goes by whatever. I think it goes by volume. Like, but I would assume you would want it at like 96 degrees. What's your like? I think your skin is 96 degrees. Like
98.6 degrees.
Well, that's what your outer is. That's what your core temperature is.
Okay.
Your outer is like in a float tank is like I want to say it's 96 degrees is what your body temperature is on the outside.
So and the water in the float tank is the same
That's
temperature
why they
of your
heat
body.
They heat it to that.
Now you did the float.
Oh man, I did the float tank.
Okay, so let's put a pin in this yoga real quick because I've never done the float tank.
Yeah, we got to get to the float tank, and I want to talk about the gong yoga shit.
Yeah, we're definitely going to talk about that too. So this float tank, obviously, like I heard about it from Rogan years and years ago.
Well, that's that same shit.
Yeah, he's the gatekeeper.
Rogan's taught me a lot of shit, and I look at Rogan like he's a chump nowadays. Like he's definitely a shill. You don't have Elon Musk on the fucking podcast, and you don't ask him a goddamn question about space. Like,
yeah, but like he
that's
probably
Illuminati
was like,
shit.
He probably was like
scared. Or he played by the rules. Like, look, motherfucker, space. You don't ask about space.
Yeah,
it's none
exactly.
of your goddamn business.
You know what I mean? Like he probably like anyone.
You got to ask him about the progression of Mars. You got to ask that question.
Yeah, but like anytime,
I'm
that, like,
sure
I
that
have
there's
people
certain
on,
things that like you need government clearances for when it comes to that. But he could say like he could talk about you ask him why.
But maybe
why?
Yeah, but his stuff.
What as a child struck your like what came of it?
Listen, he had limited time. That's a whole nother. They could dive down it like a fucking black hole. They could dive down and go down that rabbit hole. So like I get what you're saying. Like I would have liked to heard.
He set him up too. He set him up with that joint.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? Regardless, but
if I pass you this joint, are you gonna fucking hit it?
Yeah.
Are you gonna hit it during this podcast?
Elon,
that I light up in a second.
Yeah, Elon Musk.
I got that painting right up in my bedroom. Dude, my boy Dirty Bird laced me up with the sickest painting.
Yeah, Dirty Bird, he's killing it.
Oh,
he's
that's
doing
my
it.
man's.
He's
Anybody
doing,
that sees my artwork, that's my homie Dirty Bird.
Dirty Bird on Instagram.
It's DERTY.
Yeah, DERTY. I apologize to interrupt this awesome podcast, but in the midst of recording, I fucked up and I didn't erase the card, and it stopped recording again. So this is what this break is about. Anyway, back to the episode. All right.
Take a small commercial break.
Small commercial break.
To let you know about Pappy's pot roast sandwich from Lampert's.
It was, so that was fucked up. I just looked down and the card just wasn't recording. And I was like, I wonder why it's not recording. So I freaked out and I was looking to see how much we got, if we like fucking missed a bunch or not. But I ended up looking down and we just got another card. Shout out to Lampert's and McKeesport. We just crushed a pot roast sandwich from there.
Lampert's had the card.
Yeah. Well, we went to Rite Aid for the card.
But,
cards. Shout out ScanDisc. You already know. They waxed me at Rite Aid though. Lampert's is good food. Pot roast sandwich was real good, so figured we talk to that. But we were just talking about the isolation tank. Okay, so you did an isolation tank.
Yes.
Now, when did you do this?
Spring 4 years ago. 4 or 5 years ago.
And we saw this we were originally talking about.
Yeah, we were talking about it. Rogan put it out there. Like Rogan puts all the fucking third dimension shit into people's heads.
Always.
He put it out there about the float tank. My boy Paul Jackson, who I knew forever, fucking reposted something on Facebook about it one day. Back in the days of Facebook. And I looked like 30 seconds into the video. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to try that.
Yeah.
So I Googled float tanks, and Pittsburgh Float popped up. It happened to be this dude, Luke Raymer, who I went to school with, too. He was in my gym class. Cool-ass dude, super fucking hippie, super... I like to call him Earth. Like, someone who, like, when you... like.
He looks like
someone's name, like his first name would be Earth, like, or you know, like something like that, like straight out of the fucking like.
He has a man bun.
Oh, the man bun.
Yeah, so he's like your stereotypical,
vegan.
Crystals heal me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Essential oils over vaccinations, type shit. But no, like what you would expect, like your typical male yoga instructor type dude to look like. He does that shit.
So
too.
he owns this.
He owns this
thing.
Pittsburgh Float. It's up in Shady Side. It's under this fucking beauty salon. This beauty salon was like, you ever see like Don't Mess with the Zohan when he goes to like Paul Mitchell? There's like black lights and shit, disco balls. That's what this fucking salon was like. Like if I got my hair cut there, it would probably be sick.
I bet
like
it
would
would
probably
be
like $90 and like. I'd probably come out with highlights and shit. And like,
frosted tips.
But I went through this place. It was down in the basement. He had like massage therapy and shit. Like
so, it was a bunch of different.
It was like
shit.
a wellness type spot.
And what like
he had these float tanks and
how much is one of these?
I forget what I paid him. I think I paid $60 to $80. But I got extra time. I ain't just do an hour. He recommended in the email that I go with a little bit more time in case it takes time
for sure.
It. And I was mad nervous about this shit. We were just talking about it. Like I get anxiety, like, but I don't show it.
Yeah.
Like I don't like close spaces. I can never be a plumber. I can never be like an electrician. I can't get in the tight corners. Like the yoga shit is like breaking boundaries for me. Like tying up myself. Like I shouldn't even be that compact, but tight places, I don't fuck with them. So like all week long I'm watching YouTube videos about Rogan and shit in a float tank, and he's like, oh brother, like Rogan, the typical drama queen, like he upsells everything. He's like, bro, you're gonna go in there, you're gonna think about your fucking everything that's troubling you. And I had a lot of shit going on in my head at the time too. Like none of that shit went on in there. But like I'm sitting in the waiting room and shit, and I'm just mad nervous. Palms are sweaty, like spaghetti on my fucking shirt and shit, like super sick. And I'm stoned out of my fucking brains. This was like the first wave of like new wave weed. like new wave weed, I mean like the dabs and oils and shit.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
I was just fresh into that. I remember I did 2 dabs before I went, and I was just stoned to the bones, like. And I was giving myself anxiety. I'm sitting on there, I'm doing my yoga breath, like in the waiting room, like taking these deep inhales, pausing, and taking a deep exhale, and like trying to be cool. And it's like I'm not even like, you would think I was like about to jump out of an airplane or something.
Yeah, you're just going to.
But like I'm just about to get in this fucking float tank. Dude comes down, Luke. He's like, "Oh yeah, I remember you from gym class." You know, I'm like, "Yeah, he ain't hooked me up or nothing, but like he hooked me up in life. Like that shit changed my mind and perspective on shit."
Yeah.
Because that was the same day that Floyd Mayweather was fighting Manny Pacquiao. Like, I'll never forget this fucking day. Like, everything, like, in the universe was crazy. Twitter was off the chain. Like, it was the #1 topic in not in America, but, like, the world. Like,
Manny Pacquiao.
it was, like, May
Mayweather.
5th or some shit like that. It was, like, first weekend of May. Like, that's all the world was talking about. I already ordered it. Like, I was that hype. I had a party going on that night. I'm like, I'm ordering this shit. I go up in the float tank and shit, and I'm thinking about what Rogan said. Like, well, I'm mad nervous to go in the float tank to begin with.
Because it's smaller.
Because it's small as fuck. He comes down, he shows me the room and shit. He's like, "Here's what you do." He's like, "Get naked, take a shower, and go backwards into the tank." And I'm like, backwards? I'm looking
like
at
head
this
first.
thing. Yeah, head first. Like,
Okay.
And I'm looking at this thing. It's like a NASA fucking King Tut coffin, like 2099 fucking coffin from the future with like just a few inches of water and just mad Epsom salt dissolved in it. I don't even know if like it was dissolved in it or if I was floating on it.
The Epsom salt is in there so you float. It feels like you're floating.
Yeah, it makes you buoyancy or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah. When Rogan was talking about like you just put like they put an insane amount in there.
It's like 2,000 pounds or some shit. Because he told me like the rules are very distinct. Like he's like, dope. He's like, you got to take a shower. You got to wash like any lotions, any oils, deodorants and shit.
Yeah.
And he's like, you can't be peeing up in there. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want to float in someone's fucking pee for the next hour either.
You can't be peeing in there.
And it's 96 degrees. Like it's the same temperature as your skin. So when you go in a float tank or whatever, it mimics it. Like you never, no matter what you do, you can never escape gravity. My old best friend, gravity. You can't escape gravity no matter what, except for the float tank. When you can float on your back in a swimming pool, yeah, but you can't isolate your brain from sight and sound and touch because the only way to do that would be in 96 degree like swimming pool, and like you just can't do it. You have to like you go in pitch black darkness, you float, you can't hear nothing,
see anything.
You can't see nothing. The only time
like hand in front of your face, you can't see nothing.
Pitch black. That was the trick in there. He told me, he said if things get too tough, he said put your hands out like Superman. And I did that a million times. I put my hands out like Superman, but like I'll get more into that.
Now,
like,
is it big enough where you could
you could move a little bit? It was like when I say it was like a sarcophagus, it was like the old school sarcophagus. Like you could fit your tombstone inside the big shit. Like,
yeah.
Like I could put my hands straight up. Like most of the time, I would put my hands like in a starfish above my head and shit, and I'd be all sprawled out. But it's only like I don't know, like. Think of just like
it's wide,
prison,
like a bed,
like
a bed almost,
like a prison bunk.
But it's like big enough for a bed where you could like put out
like a
maybe
a twin size bed. Yeah,
okay.
You got like that much space, and then it's like like your prison bunk. You only got like whatever 5 feet and 5 feet tall or whatever.
Yeah,
but he's like take a shower or whatever, and I'm mad panic is already set in, like fear panic like. And the whole time I'm like, all right, Ralph, you do this shit. You can do this shit. Go in there, 5 minutes. If it's too much, you can leave. Ain't no shame in that. This ain't, no one even knows what the fuck this is. Like, I don't even know what I'm missing out on yet. If it don't work or nothing. So I take the shower. I go in there. I'm mad scared. I close the door. I sit down and like, I don't know. I got real lucky. I was real light. I was like at my lightest at the time. I was like 180 pounds. I got in there. I bumped off the walls a couple times, like a little bumper pool ball. And then I stopped. And all of a sudden, like, I just steady and chill. I closed my eyes, but nothing was happening. And then I opened my eyes and I started seeing like yellow flashes and shit. And I'm like, all right, here's
how far in?
2 minutes in. Like literally the minute I stopped, when the sensation of
once you settle,
the sensation of like touch from bouncing off the walls wasn't there no more. My brain was like, all right, see you later.
So you don't feel like you're just floating there because the water is the same temperature.
I couldn't tell you where the water stopped on me. I knew where it stopped on me physically because I could like smack it and make puddles on my stomach.
Yeah.
But like things like that, like when you would touch yourself, like if you hit your chest,
it would break you out.
It would snap you back into reality and shit. Like if you like bumped your head while floating in there off like the top, it would wake you
almost
up.
like falling asleep and like jumping. Yeah, okay. That's
so,
wild.
Like, you just had to be real like
you had to let it in.
You had to just
be open.
Accept it, yeah.
Yeah, that's
I slipped right into that shit.
So like a couple minutes in,
fireworks. Yeah, I'm seeing yellow. Like with the yoga shit too, they would talk about that. Like whatever you see is what you need. Like that's your chakras firing up. I started seeing yellows. I started seeing red, like the orange. It was like it was going up. Like in the end, I started seeing blue before like.
What do those colors mean? Do you know?
Well, they all represent different shit. Like I'm anybody who's all into this shit will crucify me if I start talking about it because I'm not fully up to date on the knowledge. But like, you got like 7 chakras in you. They start like behind basically your dick, and then like your belly button up, like your heart, your throat, your fucking up to your brain, your third eye. Like you just got spinning disc inside you. Sometimes those things. Sometimes they mess up and that might lead to like cancer, like shit like that. I like to look at the non-Western medicine side. Like I feel like everything can be cured with yoga and
you think that
to an extent. I mean, if you got a tumor in you, you got to get that bitch cut out.
Yeah.
But as far as like chemos and shit, there's absolutely alternatives. I know a few dudes. I know this dude he used to. Everybody's going to remember this motherfucker. He did the Buckman Studio photos. I'm going to get his name for you. I see him at the gym. He told me this story in the sauna one day at LA Fitness about how he cured cancer, and it took him 8 years. And he was the dude that took all the senior pictures at Buckman for McKeesport Area School District. And I remembered him, and he's like, yeah. He was like, they cut the tumor. He was like, but I stopped eating red meat. I started eating more of this. And he was like, don't get me wrong. There was times where like I could have slipped away. He was like, but nowadays it's like in full remission. I ain't do one bit of shit. He said it took him 8 years though. 8 years of
eating
the movie
clean.
Philadelphia being all fucking sickly and
yeah, that's
on
fucked
the verge
up.
of death.
And
I'm gonna get his name. You need to talk to him because like
went
I'm
through
not
it
doing
all.
him. I'm not doing him justice telling you the story. I like.
Yeah.
Just put it to you this way. I know this dude who beat the shit out of cancer.
Okay. I would definitely talk to him. I would definitely.
But I definitely believe that. I definitely believe that, like, oh man, it's weird. I don't know if it's like the placebo effect that I just believe it or like that it's real, but like we're doing weird shit monthly. We're working on each chakra monthly.
Now we could definitely keep talking about this, but I want to get back to
back to the float tank.
Yeah, I want to get back to the float tank.
I might as well get off the chakra shit, but I'll just say this: we worked out the one chakra. I believe it was like the red or orange one, like right behind your pubic area, like And all month long, we're doing these stretches to activate it and shit. Not gonna lie. I could have knocked a bitch up this week. I don't know. I was walking around like extra horny and shit. Like, definitely extra virile from that shit or whatever the fuck that word is.
It like started.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. looking every weekend to throw somebody a stabbing. Like, mission for stabbings. But like definitely like fired some shit up. Like it was like doing deadlifts all month. And I was just going to fucking yoga like. Just walking around with extra boners all day, and we were working on the first chakra. Right now, we're on the one behind the belly button, the second one. See, like you caught me off guard. I don't know all the names of these ones. I think this one's the red one.
That's all right. I mean, I have nothing. I know nothing about it.
But that's like it's like behind your belly button.
So, do you think that like are you getting in touch with? Did you know about that whenever you went to the float tank?
I always, I knew like. when I hit that float tank, they'd be like, people would be on YouTube. They're like, it's like mushrooms, and I ate my fair share of mushrooms. I love if it's from the earth, I like it. I'll fuck with it.
Yeah.
If it's green, then it's meant for you, like weed, spinach, all that shit. And mushroom, like any mushroom is good for you unless it's the poison mushroom. Like, but like, there's things that people should do like at least once in their life
before they die.
One of them is a float tank, and absolutely the other one is mushrooms. If you've never eaten mushrooms in your entire life, if you ever stumble across them, don't go fucking crazy and eat a whole bunch. Eat a little bit. Like that shit is the truth. I never thought about
the truth.
I never thought about dimensions and gateways and all that hearsay, science, Einstein's physics, mumbo jumbo. It went all over my head until I went in this fucking float tank. And all of a sudden, like, I know a lot of people, they all have similar experiences. Everybody's had this similar experience. Like, you hear boys on the internet, they say they do the DMT, they all seen the aliens and shit. The same shit with the float tank. I feel like I was on the cusp of meeting these aliens in this fucking float tank, but I didn't get there because it wasn't enough, or I wasn't mentally like and knew I wasn't ready to get there.
Yeah, you couldn't.
But absolutely do mushrooms and try a float tank out. If you're scared of drugs, which I don't blame you. Like, I don't just eat mushrooms like off of any like dude in a trench coat off the corner because I don't want fucking poisoner to end up like this dude Iceman and just a permanent trip. This dude Iceman, we used to call the Keystone Iceman. Literally, like, he looked like, oh man, he's just gone. Like,
he was just away in a permanent trip.
Like twinkles in his eyes constantly.
So you're saying that
from acid or some shit.
You're saying you get to a different dimension. You were learning.
This is what happened to me in this black hole, and I don't care what anybody says, because this is what the fuck happened. I know what happened. Like, I might sound like a psycho on like the Lifetime. Like you probably heard stories like where people were like, yeah, I seen a ghost or whatever. Like, I was abducted by aliens. Like, no, get the fuck out of here. But when I tell you this story, like, fuck you, it really happened. I floated through the cosmos in what can only be perceived as, in my mind, as a black hole. I was like in a black hole in this tank. I would take a deep breath in and it would pull me a little bit forward. And then I'd take a deep breath out to match it and it would push me back like 3 steps. And I did this for what seemed to be like 40 years in my mind. Like, and I think I was in this float tank for an hour and 40 minutes before I came out on my own. It was only supposed to be for an hour and a half. He just let the shit run. He never turned the music on. And, like I was saying, it was the day of the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight. And that thing kept crossing my head. I'm in there floating and I'm spinning. I'm thinking numbers like math. And I'm visually seeing it. I'm seeing like the pi logo.
Like
I'm
in The
seeing
Hangover.
E equals MC squared.
Like in The Hangover whenever he's
stars.
playing blackjack.
I'm seeing flower of life patterns pop up in like galaxy. Like, I'm seeing galaxies and shit. And this is all in the middle of this fucking tube in Shadyside. Like... And it's like, what the fuck is going on? I'm breathing in and I'm breathing out, and it's pushing me 3 steps back. And I'm getting frustrated, and I'm trying to take these really deep breaths to pull me forward. And it's to the point where I'm like holding my breath for like what seems like 4 minutes. Like, and then I'd be like, oh shit, breathe out. And it would push me back. And then like, I'd start manipulating my body. Like, before I had my arms to my side, I started raising my hands up to like above my head into the starfish shit, like every once in a while. And like, it would make me feel like I was rotating and I would think, for some reason in my head, I kept thinking the earth was spinning at 52,000 miles an hour. And I'm like, man, I'm fucking spinning at 52,000 miles per hour. But I'm not. Like, literally, there's no room to even do a cartwheel on this fucking thing. And I'm just cartwheeling through this black hole, like goddamn, like if you ever seen Interstellar, it was like Interstellar. I'm just floating, like, literally. If you look at this tattoo of my arm, I got a fucking arm. My arm is decorated in what I could put pen to paper of what I seen. That's of me just floating through the fucking cosmos in and out of this black hole. And I've never done DMT, but I think if you do DMT, that's what's on the other side of the black hole. Like you get out there and it's that Mayan shit, like
some wild
and it's
ass
like
crazy
yeah, and it just
shit.
gets wild.
Yeah, because Rogan definitely talks about how insane it is.
But I kept thinking, like, fuck Pacquiao, fuck Mayweather. Like, they're the number one trending topic in the world. Like, the whole world is talking about them. But I'm like, they ain't here. I'm like, I'm not even on Earth right now. Like, these boys are balling out of control, but they ain't doing this right now.
You're talking about having, like, this crazy...
Dude,
like,
outer body experience.
Outer body experience. But then, like, what if the music just didn't work and he just came and popped the door?
Dude, that would have been scary as hell. Because what made this the best part of this, I'll never forget this day. It was like a Disney movie. Like, when I came out, if you remember the scene from Ace Ventura when he comes out the rhino's
Absolutely.
ass. The only way to describe coming back to it, it would be the same thing as coming out of the womb. Because
like
you've never experienced this except for in a fetal position in your mother, like in the womb, where you're floating in water, you can't hear, you can't see, gravity's unaffected to you. Same thing. I came out. When I first opened my eyes, like everything was like watercolors. I was seeing like pink and blue. It took like 2 or 3 minutes before my eyes adjusted to the light.
Yeah.
And like I literally slithered out of this thing like Ace Ventura. Like my legs weren't working and shit. Like I had to like, and then when I got up, I looked in the mirror and I'm just butt ass naked, all greasy, all salt watered up and shit. And the look on my face was just like I never seen like joy in any human being, like let alone myself. I was like, what in the fuck? I'm touching my arms and shit. And I'm like, all right, yeah.
You're all here.
Like I'm here. And I'm like, where the fuck was I just at? So I get dressed and shit. And I go out in the room and he's like, yo, how'd you like that? And I was like, I thought you were going to play the music. He was like, dude, canceled after you. He was like, so I was just going to let you go. And I was like, I just, I was having trouble breathing towards the end.
Yeah.
Because I was taking these 4-minute like deep breaths and shit. And eventually I couldn't breathe out my nose anymore. So I started breathing out my mouth and it like fucked my whole thing up. And I was like, all right, I'm going to get out of here. All the while I'm thinking in my head, this is the 5 minutes. I was like, I'm going to try this for 5 minutes to see if it works.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm done with this shit.
You just get
it's like
real
an hour,
deep.
40 minutes and shit. I go out and I tell him, he's like, so what'd you think? And I'm like, yeah, man, that was the shit. Like, and I told him,
were you not able to like you didn't get tired in there or anything?
Oh, dude, it made me so tired. I remember, because if you've ever watched any of these fights, they don't start till fucking like 11 or 12.
Yeah, I know.
I remember thinking like, this is the worst idea ever. Like, I wish these people would leave my house and I could go to bed and I could watch this shit. I was so tired afterwards. But I blame it on the dabs too. I was so fucking stoned when I went in there.
I feel like I'd fall asleep if I was just laying in there.
He had me like write like something. I wrote a little something in the journal. I forget what I wrote, but I told him like I floated through the cosmos or whatever.
He made you write something.
He made me write my experience down.
Man, that's fucking sick. That would be cool to read through.
And I told him I was floating through the cosmos, and he was like, that's what you're supposed to do, kind of.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's what's up. And I went outside. The fucking sun was just shining. This was in like early spring, and like when I say it was like a Disney movie, it was like a Disney movie. Like these birds were like cartoons. It was like they were damn near floating on my shoulder. Like birds are chirping. I'm hearing noises. Like my hearing is like so inept that like I'm hearing boys sneeze and like skyscrapers across the way. I just remember that drive home. I remember I had a joint rolled for the ride home. I'm smoking a joint. I'm like, wow, this fucking tastes so good. And I can hear the tire rotate on my car, hit the concrete over and over again. And I'm like, man, this is insane. I'm like, what the hell just happened? And I'm like, no one's going to believe me. Yins are listening to this right now. And you're like, yeah, this dipshit was floating through black holes. Yeah, okay.
But
like,
it was like, it was just
happened.
insane.
I don't give a fuck what you say it happened. That's what happened.
Wow.
Like,
and you only did it one time?
I did it 4 times.
Oh, you did 4 times?
Afterwards. The second time I did it.
I did it 4 times.
Oh, you have to.
Was it intense? As intense?
No, I couldn't get it there. The second time I went, I had this cut on my neck. And apparently, I guess, like, you don't go into salt water with a cut on your neck. Every once in a while, I'd sort of start seeing colors, and my neck would burn, and it would snap me out of it.
Okay.
I ended up leaving like a half hour into that. Then I came back. They opened one on Murray's Avenue. It's not PGH Float. It's
Levity.
If anybody's listening to Levity, go fuck yourself. Your joint is too hipster. Like One, it was all black lighted up. Like, one, I couldn't even see, like, to get dressed in the goddamn dressing room. Then I get in this tank. Like, the shower is like, it's all like one giant room. Like, the shower is connected to where I put my fucking shoes and shit.
I saw it on someone's Snapchat.
Yeah, I put it on my Snap, or not my Snap. I put an Instagram video of it up.
Yeah,
but like, you literally couldn't decipher what was going on in that room. It looked like a Illuminati ritual, like all purple and just candles and humming music and shit. But I get in this fucking thing. I'm sitting there for like 10 minutes, and there's just music playing, and there's like daytime running boards on the car, like car lights in his fucking float tank. And I'm like, yo, like I should have already been off in a La La Land.
Yeah.
So I hop out this motherfucker butt ass naked, slimed up. Like, if you ever been in this Epsom salt water, it slimes you up real sick. Like, if it's like swimming in the ocean for too long. You're all greased up and shit. I'm sliding around like I just got this little fucking kitchen towel. Like, they give you the weakest towels and shit, butt ass naked. And I'm like, yo, you gonna turn the fucking music and lights off? And he's like, yeah, they'll turn off at any moment now. And I'm like, nah. I was like, you turn them off manually. Like, I don't want that shit on.
Yeah.
By the time I get in there and start tripping, I only paid for an hour. It was like 35 minutes were wasted running around.
That's fucked up.
And when I got out, I had to pull my earplugs out. Like, I fucked my earplugs up. Like, it was just a terrible experience. Yelp, thumbs down, Levity, go fuck yourselves. I even tried it a second time because when I bought the first one, I bought a double pack.
Yeah.
To try to save. And
still
it just
sucked.
Sucked. Same thing. Like, yo. Like,
so PGH Float was
PGH Float is a spot. Luke Raymer, he's gonna tell you to wait. Like, if you're gonna hear this and be like, I'm gonna do that tomorrow, you're not gonna do it tomorrow. He'll probably get you in there next week. But like,
I emailed him. I'm trying to talk to him. I think it would be dope to.
He's so, when I say he's like stereotypical. Like, I can't stress
he's
it
probably
enough.
Disconnected. I think their social media is just like not there.
Like, yeah, he probably didn't even acknowledge it.
He probably doesn't even
see
like touch a phone.
But like, he probably thinks of it as like, I'm not putting headphones on and getting cancer. That's how serious it is. Like, he's that in touch. He's that in touch with.
So
a lot of boys hearing this probably know Luke Raymer, man. Luke was a cool dude, man. He's super.
And he's doing some wild
he's
shit.
He's about that shit. He's been about this shit for years. Yeah.
So you now you're doing this float tank and shit like that. And like, did you felt drastically different after you did the float tanks? Like
I was saying, when I left, like I heard birds chirping.
Yeah,
like I mean, like just sound, and like when my senses were coming back. The first thing I thought to do, I was like, I took full advantage of it. I'm like, shit is getting crazy out here. I'm like, this weed tastes so crazy. So I just called Veltries up real quick, and I'm like, yo, I need a fucking white spinach pizza. I'll be there in a half hour. Man, oh my God.
It made all the senses just sharpened up a
this
little bit.
This pizza never tasted more better, and like nothing. I've never tasted any like that day. Like, that's the only major benefit. Like, I'll say that about coming out of the Levity, even though Levity sucked. I got to come out and grab a piece of Minio's pizza and shit, and it was like, oh man. Yeah. My taste buds, like, when you even turn it off for a minute, like, your brain is really crazy. It makes me question everything. Like,
yeah, for sure. Look at Alex Jones. Everyone's brain's different.
He said, you listen to him.
I listened
he said
to
he had brain trauma, and then like he started backtracking on the story.
I listened to like an hour and a half of that episode, and I just like there's too much good shit to listen to. So like,
you know what's funny about that?
And I want to watch that one.
Emac said something on Facebook about it. He was like, man, I'm like an hour into this Alex Jones, and it's crazy. And I hurried up and messaged him, and I was like, bro, with my experience in the float tanks and doing mushrooms and shit, I don't think Alex Jones is bullshitting. I think there are different dimensions amongst. Oh, there has to be different dimensions.
Yeah, something crazy.
I don't just think. I know there are. I was there. I was in this black hole. It could only be described as a parallel universe of some sort, because like I wasn't physically, like I didn't physically jump on an airplane and end up
but
here.
You went on
but I was
trip.
In a fucking
that's crazy.
I fucking it's Superman. I'd put my hands up in front of me and it would accelerate me. It's
definitely crazy.
It was the sickest sensation. I I don't know if hard drugs would even come close to that. I'll never try them, but I don't think they would even match that. Anybody banging dope right now, get off dope and start doing float tanks.
Yeah, it'll change
Fucking
your
chump,
life.
it'll change your life.
So now you're also doing something we were talking about before tonight.
Yeah, I'm doing this gong shit.
So explain what this is.
I did this gong thing down Shady Side. I got funny stories for everything. I did this gong shit. It wasn't too long ago, a few months ago. It was like one of them cold ass Pittsburgh nights. It was down in Shady Side. And I never like I said earlier, I don't fuck with the Shady Side yoga spots, man. I broke too many hearts, man. It's fucked up. it's kind of fucked up to say that. Like, I don't mess with no yoga broads no more because just like
can't shit where you eat.
Vegans love me, and I'm shitting red meat out sometimes. It doesn't work. So I never went to the Shady Side spot just because like I don't fuck with Pittsburgh. Like to get there, it takes 45 minutes according to GPS, but then it takes another 45 minutes with traffic.
Yeah.
Probably pay to park. I get there, I eat this shit, like it said, like I ain't know what to expect. I seen 2 Chainz on Viceland talking about it the one day. He was in this like igloo and they beat these gongs. It was like this weed, like, you know, he does like the weed shit. It was like, he was smoking weed in this igloo, like it was designed for him to get high, and they beat these gongs around him. And they didn't show like them beating the gongs, but they like, you know how they like fast forward. Yeah. He came out and he's just like, yo, man, that was fucking crazy. And he was like, that was real, like, and they're like, yeah. And then like next thing you know, I go to yoga. They're like, we're doing this gong cleanse next month. Sign up online. So I'm like, all right, you know, I'm gonna fucking sign up for this because 2 Chainz said it's a shit.
Yeah.
I sign up for it. I go to it. Like, I'm always like real funny. Like, I don't like being late. Like, time is a made up object. But when it comes to like, if I tell you I'm coming, I'm coming. Like, if I say I'll be there at 9:30, I'll be there at 9:20, if not earlier.
Yeah. Like,
it's a guarantee. So I'm there like a half hour earlier. And even funnier was I was in that side of the city the night before, and I'm like, I'm gonna check this spot out, see where it's at. So when I come here tomorrow, it's all smooth and shit.
Absolutely.
Couldn't find it. GPS is like, here it is on Walnut Street. I'm driving on Walnut Street looking. I don't see this fucking place. It's not really on Walnut Street. I mean, it is on Walnut Street, but it's more on the catty corner. It's like on a corner lot.
Yeah.
It's literally right next to that parking garage, like in Shady Side. So I'm walking around. It's like negative. It's like 0 degrees out. I got gloves on. I got a bag with my yoga mat and shit. I brought a bolster thing. It's like a pillow you put under your knees. I got that. I got a fucking pillow for my bed because they're like, bring a pillow and shit because you might fall asleep. I got all this shit. I'm walking around like Rambo, like a fucking, like a pimped out homeless dude, like with a fresh linen pillowcase and shit. Like, and I'm just looking for this yoga spot. And I'm like, where is it at? I ate this weed brownie. I'm fucked up. It's wearing off because I'm getting anxiety. I'm like, man, I'm here a half hour early and I'm about to be late. Like, and then finally I seen this old lady with a pillow and I was like, yo, I was like, you gotta be going to yoga, right? And she's like, yeah. She's like, I'm like, where the fuck is this place at? And she's like, where are you from? Like, have you ever, like, she tried to like profile me real quick. She's like, are you even like go here? And I was like, yeah, bitch. I was like, I go to Murraysville and Irwin. Like, I don't fuck with the city snoots. Like, snobby bitch. Like, where the fuck's this place at? And she's like, it's upstairs. Follow me. Like, I followed her up. I went and did it. Like, there was all these pre-spots. And like, I'm running late already, so I get the bullshit spot in the back. As soon as I lay down, like before they even start beating the gongs, this old dinosaur lady next to me comes in and just dies. Like literally, she like, not die, she literally like died, but she like sprawled her arms out. Her arm was all up on my mat. Like I literally, it was like that asshole on the airplane or in the movie theater, like taking up your arm space. Rest. Dude, she took all my shit. I'm just sitting in there packed like a sardine. And I'm like, man, this is not like, I'm like, this is hurting my back. They're beating the gongs while this is all going on.
Yeah.
I'm seeing the colors and shit like a float tank. I'm like, oh man, it's about to start. Next thing you know, she's like, and like rolls over, like bumps me. I'm like, you got to be fucking shitting me. Like, I'm sitting there
it's super intense.
It's super intense. But the thing with the Shady Side, they got real high ceilings. I'm going to the one in Irwin. This one in Irwin got super low ceilings. Like when I go up in Irwin, like I clean Irwin. That's like my yoga spot. Like after class, like I clean up and shit. And And I'll be up in there singing and shit and humming, and you hear it like bounce off the walls so sick.
So
like,
it's going to be more intense.
if you yelled in there, it would be off the chain. So when they beat these gongs, it's going to vibrate your fucking soul. I'm not expecting a black hole because I don't know if we could get there, but I'm expecting like to see colors for sure. And the hair on my arm and shit was dancing for a second or two before that rude bitch interrupted me. Like, but this time it's like all my people's. Like I told a lot of my friends to go, and it's like a lot of the yoga girls, and I know where it's at. Like I ain't fucking around. I'm gonna be there a half hour early.
Yeah,
I'm
get a
getting
good spot.
Not only am I getting the good spot, like I'm gonna put my arms out and have them out there. Like I'm gonna let boys know what's up. Like I'm gonna claim my spot real quick.
That's hilarious.
But I'm thinking it's going to be really, really intense.
So how long is that? How long is the class?
It's only an hour. They beat the gong for an hour, and they have like all that super futuristic shit, crystals, and they got these bowls or whatever. I don't know
that
if
you
ever
like
seen them.
rub around.
They're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like they spin or they spin the shit around, and it makes that noise like whoa. But that shit will go up in you and like shake your chest and shit. Like, anybody hearing this knows, like, if you turn the bass up in your car, like, super loud, or if you had, like,
absolutely,
12s
you could
in
feel
your fucking trunk, shock the shit out of your chest, knock the wind out of you.
Absolutely.
That's what these gongs do. And it's like, we welcome it. Like,
and you feel cleansed. Like,
they say, that's what they say. They said it shakes your cells and it makes you create new cells and shit.
Jesus.
So, I don't know. I just think it's really cool.
How much is it?
$25. I wish, this is going to drop. This podcast will air well after this gong cleanse, so check out Yoga Flow, in the future.
Yeah, find a gong cleanse.
They do them all the time. Not all the time, but they pop up a couple times a year. Yeah, they did 4 of them. They did 2 of them last week, and they filled up in Shady Side. They got 2 of them tonight. Both of them are sold out according to Facebook.
Wow.
I told a few people about it. Like,
yeah, I wanted to do it, but I ended up having some shit.
Because like I don't like the pushy. I mean, like, I'm about yoga and shit, but like I'm not that dude that's beating down doors. Like, yo, you should try this. Like, I mention it to some people. I'll be like, yo, yoga will cure you. Most of them brush it off. That's the end of it. Like, I don't be like, yo, you need to come with me. But I hit boys up and I was like, yo, this shit. You might want to check this shit out. Like,
I wish
this ain't yoga. It's like. Yeah, it's something different. Sick. Yeah, it's something different. Yeah,
it's hilarious.
Shit's sick, man.
But
and I don't know where these people learn that shit from.
So
Gandhi.
How often are you doing yoga? Like now, like
I've been averaging. I've been doing funny yoga. I've been going. Like, I make a point to go on Monday. Like, I got my favorite teachers. I'll break it down that way. I used to go based on like. I used to model it around like fitness days, like days I really needed to stretch, like on back day or like a leg day, go hit the yoga. But now it's like I go on Mondays no matter what. Like, I got to hit a Monday class.
Yeah.
Because I normally don't go like Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. If I do stretching, it's on my own. But like I got to start. Even though I ain't got shit to do all week, like I don't got no itinerary, my Monday starts with yoga. I don't give a fuck. Like, I start the week strong.
Are you still heavy on wheatgrass?
When here and there, I've been fucking with Fresh Time. You ever hear of Fresh Time Markets?
Yeah.
I've been going to Fresh Time Market. They got one next to LA Fitness up in Pleasant Hills.
Yeah. That place is sick?
Yeah, they got the wheatgrass. They know me by name now.
They got the wheatgrass now.
I schooled them young boys because like boys will see me order it and they'll be like, what does that do? And I'll be like, I don't really know, but like
it changes you.
It keeps me young.
You feel wild.
I do. I feel energy
like a different kind. Like last time I talked to you on here.
And it pulls out the hard toxins in your body. It like detoxifies your blood.
Last time that you were on here, we talked about wheatgrass. And I remember I tried it and I was like, geez, like it felt wild.
Yeah, it's like Requiem for a Dream. Like,
yeah.
People's dilate instantly.
Yeah, you hear people cooking.
Shit, like fucking brain bubbles for a second. And
you hear people cooking heroin.
Like
then you look at your fridge.
And then you run through a wall like.
Yeah, your fridge just starts like bouncing up and down and shit.
Dude, that shit. I swear by some wheatgrass.
That's insane. So you're done with school.
Technically, I still got to get my 200 hours of like experience yoga. And
Yeah, but like you're done with like the schooling part. Now you just have to put in the time.
The hard part's over, I'd say. Now I got to do 4 monthly meetings, which I'm excited about. I ain't see these girls in a minute. Like, I guess we became cool.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, like,
I'd be thinking like, what are they up to?
Yeah, I mean, well, you're doing this for like 8 weeks, so like you guys are in class together.
Fever and shit. Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, what is your process of you getting the hours done? Like, if you have to do 200 hours,
like I was saying, I make a point to start Monday. I start my week Monday with yoga. Like,
so it's not teaching 200 hours.
No.
Okay.
No. It's just, you got to go.
And how do they document it? So you're not.
Well, it's all computer system. We're in the modern age, baby. It's there's apps. There's actually an app for it, but most of the yoga places run off of this yoga. I forget what it is. It's like the same app. It's like mind and body app or whatever the fuck it is. But, it registers you in there because like anytime you put money in there, every time you come into a yoga class, you're checked in. Like it's all in the computer, like it's known. So whenever I go in, they just document it this time, and it
tabs hours.
I'm here for teacher training.
How many hours do you have right now?
Oh, dude, I'm kicking ass on it. I don't have many left, is what I should say. I think I only have 20 left.
20 classes left.
I have 20 left, and we have to do 10 observances where we go and sit in the back of the room and we watch a teacher teach, and we're supposed to come up and adjust you. Like, I've done 3 of those already just because I want to, I like to live my life by, you never know what's going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to wake up with a broken leg. I don't know if I'm going to end up.
So you just want to get them done.
I don't know if I'm going to end up, you never know. You get butt humbug, wake up in jail or something. I just want to make sure it's done. I don't want nothing to fuck it up. So I'm going to knock them out. I've been going Monday to this girl Brittany's class up in Murraysville. Brittany she's fucking sick. She's one of the, she's the rookie of the year, I'd call her.
Yeah.
She just came out last year.
But she's killing it.
She was doing all her training. She'd be next to me in class. Next thing you know, she pops up on the roster. She's teaching this Monday class. I go to this Monday class. The amount of sweat that comes out of me is
So everyone has a different way of teaching.
Her style is moving. It's we're moving.
Now, as a yoga instructor, are you?
I want to move.
I
want to do both. I want to offer both. When I first got into this, the whole idea was this heat is a motherfucker. I need to get out of the heat. This ain't what I started. I ain't get into the heat until 2 years ago.
Yeah, the hot yoga.
And I was like, this ain't what I remember. But now it's a little bit better than what I remember. I would go and it would all be clarity of mind shit. Now I go to this hot shit. I get the clarity of mind. And I get a little bit extra pat on the back type feeling because when it's over, it's
you
the
went
sense of accomplishment
shit.
Is great. Thank God I fucking survived that.
Right now, whenever someone is a yoga instructor, though, whenever they think of their curriculum that they are going to teach, now whenever you get your certification, you can just make up whatever you want.
See, I've been thinking about that now. That's the whole point. That's why I've been stepping my game up and I've been going to these I like to go to the sickest teachers' classes, and I like to see how they do it. I still can't, it's hard. The only way to do it would be to actually just, swallow my pride, sit there and just observe with a notebook and write it down. But, I've done 3 of these observations. We're not allowed to get up and move anybody yet. After this weekend, it's no holds barred. This Wednesday when I come, if you come, you should come to Wednesday, 5:30 fundamentals with Michelle. It's a $5 drop-in. She's slinging the same thing, beginner yoga. I'll be in the back, tag teaming with her. We'll get you right. She'll tell you what to do, and I'll make sure you're fucking doing it.
Yeah.
Not like a drill sergeant. I'll just be yo, dumb, move your fucking foot in.
Yeah, right. So people, there are different intensities of classes and shit like that. That's pretty.
There's people I like, and there's people I don't like.
Yeah.
And they know, people know. You could see my roster. If you see me pop up Monday, your class is sick. And it explains itself because I'm not like, it's full. There's like 20 of us up in there.
Now, whenever you do your classes and stuff like that, you're going to, how are you going to model them? Like you told me that you're going to like, as far as like music.
Well, two of the three teachers that trained me, two of the teachers that trained me there's three teachers I fuck with that I think are the sickest teachers ever.
Yeah.
Two of them are the ones that run the program. They're the ones that train me. Michelle's the sickest. She is, dude, I don't even know how to describe her. She is a fucking savage. She's like a real killer. Like, she does like 3 of these classes a day. She does 2 of them in a row, like constantly. And
when did someone like her start? Like years and years ago.
I don't want to put her on blast because I know her age, but like, She's
been in it for a long time.
She knows what the fuck's up. She's been at it for a minute. She's probably done her fair share.
And that's who you think is the best so far that you've been to.
See, it differs. I don't want to put a label on anybody and call them the best. I fuck with 3 people. I fuck with Michelle. I fuck with this girl Brittany, and I fuck with Dom. Dominique is the one that owns it. Dom is a mixture of everything. Like you get the intensity and movements that Brittany be bringing. And then you get the, like Michelle, when I say Michelle's a savage, like she'll kill you fucking a million different ways. Like, I don't even know if she even, I don't know. Like I'd like to pick her brain for real and be like, how the fuck you really come up with this shit?
Why don't you do it?
Well, I'm in the process of it. That's who I've been shadowing every Wednesday.
Oh, okay. Like, yeah.
I still can't get it. There's no method to it. She just tells me, she's like, we're gonna.
Now, what you taught me when we did our lesson, was that something you made up?
No, that was your basic. Like your basic yoga is like your Bikrams or whatever. I believe it's 52 or 56 different poses and variations of poses. You run off of that.
Okay.
But you have your models for your yoga class. You come in with you start in with your relaxing breath or whatever. You move into a little bit of I don't even know how you want to work it. I guess you would call it like your spinal balance. You work in your spine, your cat-cows and shit.
Yeah. And
then you move into your sun A's, which everybody knows is your sun A's. You do your push-ups and shit, your walk, hop, step to the front, swan dive up, swan dive down, forward,
ridiculous
forward.
Shit.
Yeah, it's long. It seems like a lot, but it's not. It's like we only do it 8 times. It seems like a goddamn eternity.
Yeah, because it's just like something.
Because it is. It's a different ball game because you're trying to move and breathe at the same time.
Yeah, the breathing is wild. That's what I want to start getting better. With controlling it and like.
That's the part that scares me the most because I've been doing this yoga shit for years, and now I'm the MC. I gotta talk the whole fucking time, and when I say talk, I mean like
the whole entire time.
Inhale, exhale.
Yeah, while you're doing
higher,
all this shit.
Exhale deeper,
and looking legit doing it.
And I gotta fucking do it. Like eventually, I'll get to the point like I gotta pay my dues like anybody else, which I got no problem.
Absolutely.
That Allen Iverson meme where it's like practice.
Yeah.
Practice. I don't give a fuck. I'm ready to like. That's how you do it. Like
yeah,
I ain't
you gotta
trying to
get
go
experience.
To the league. I ain't trying to be one of these cornball fucking rappers out here that just fucks with Big Germ and nobody fucks with them. Like I'm trying to be. If I'm fucking with Germ, I'm trying to be Wiz.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yes, absolutely.
That's
I'm trying to be White out here. I'm trying
dope.
to eat the fuck out of boys.
And it's sick because like now, why do you think that yoga is like stereotypical, just like women and shit like that? Because you really don't see any like.
It's just about what you see. Name, I don't know. Name a famous athlete. You could probably name a million.
Yeah, you can name a million
name
famous.
A fucking yogi.
Diamond Dallas Page.
Dude, you got so lucky. You know what's funny is I fuck with DDP so hard, and that's not even what I thought of right there when I asked the question. The only name that popped in my head was like Gandhi. Like Gandhi?
I mean, the reason I think of Diamond Dallas Page
DDP
is because
is on some new shit now. If you call it yoga, he'll fucking diamond cutter you.
Oh, it's not.
He don't call it yoga no more. He just calls it DDP. Why? He don't consider what he's offering now is
more.
He built his brand. DDP. I respect the fuck out of him.
I know you got that picture with him. He looks crazy.
If it wasn't, if I didn't know for a fact that he cured boys' broken backs and shit, I'd have never walked into that yoga class in Irwin.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like
I'd
yoga,
probably have a broken back from deadlifting, and I'd probably be looking into yoga nowadays as a beginner instead of like teaching it.
So
I'd need it for like recovery.
Diamond Dallas Page is obviously one of the biggest wrestlers of all time. You know, like
Phoniest too, but like his name, like
yeah, but like he rang some bells, like he was in Ready to Rumble and shit like that. Like he was a big deal. But now he has this stuff where he started. It was Diamond or DDP Yoga, and it was just like, you know, it was catered more towards like the masculine. Like usually yoga is thought of as like a feminine, like you know, like humming music, Enya type shit.
He
you know,
came with that motto. He branded the motto, "This ain't your mama's yoga" or whatever.
Yeah,
and I fuck with that. I think that's hard. Like
I feel like that you will be able to.
I did how much of that grandma yoga. I know what he's talking about.
I know, right?
I got the DDP DVDs, and they're
they're
not for me because like, you know, I'll do my sit-ups on my own and shit. That shit, if you do DDP yoga, like he'll get you right, but he won't get you mentally right. You'll get mentally right on your own.
Yeah.
But like you won't get that same moving meditation and shit. I feel like
his is like
it's legit. Yo, DDP yoga is legit. Not only is it legit, but he's doing something I'm glad that he fucking touched me. I'm glad that this boy is progressing the way that he's progressing to the point where he's fixing everybody. He's fixing boys. My one boy just recently downloaded the app. He's been having all these back issues. And he's like, yo, 9 of these fucking chiropractors told me this is what I got to do.
DDP Yoga?
DDP Yoga. Download the app. Tell him what your problem is. Because if you listen to DDP and when he explained how he got into yoga, it's because he broke his fucking back. And he's missing... to this day, he's still got crunched up vertebrae. They're not normal. It takes him 20 minutes of stretching in bed before he's able to get out and get moving.
Really?
But he cured the shit on his own. And I got this picture. I'm going to send you this picture when we're done. You might as well post this shit the fuck out of it. It's me and Mick Foley. Everybody knows Mick Foley, Mankind. From the Improv. Mankind came and did the Improv 6 years ago. Me and Mike Belcher went down there. I got a picture with him and everything. And if you look at this picture of me and Mick Foley, I got to run into Mick Foley again and show him this picture. And then we'll take a new picture because he's been on a DDP yoga. Like anybody knows Mick Foley. When you see this picture, he's in like sweatpants and shit and bedroom slippers.
Yeah.
And he literally told everybody, like, I can't wear nothing but bedroom slippers because I can't put shoes on. Like, he literally couldn't get up from that table to do the stand-up. Like, it was like heartbreaking and shit to see. Like, the Undertaker literally threw him off the steel cage and, like, killed him. Like, he's walking all decrepit. But if you look at us, we're at, like, I'm fucking huge in this picture.
Yeah.
And he's fucking massive right next to me. We're sitting there at, like, a quarter ton easily, like... Easily a quarter ton. Easily 600 pounds right there. I was easily 300. He was easily like 330.
Yeah.
And he just got into DDP yoga and shit. And next thing you know, this motherfucker's like 180 pounds and shit.
Oh,
and he's
really?
moving. He's tying his shoes again and shit.
So, but like there's so many people that are legit. Like that dude
It's directed towards fixing backs. DDP is fixing backs out here. If your back is fucked up, you do yourself a favor and try fucking yoga. Like,
does it cost money?
You could get the DDP app for $99 a year. That ain't shit.
Yeah,
that's not shit. I pay iTunes. I don't even know what the fuck iTunes charges me.
I know
for their bullshit.
Money.
I can't even listen to half the shit I want to listen to. It's not even on there.
I know.
They charge me like $10 a month. What do I care?
Yeah, it's.
But like. Would you rather pay $99 one time, or would you like to go see a chiropractor every fucking so many days for adjustments?
Plus, you could probably use your fucking HSA account with it or some shit like that.
It's the internet. You probably don't even need the app. You just go on fucking YouTube.
Yeah, that's true.
What's he pumping? Or like Netflix, I'll give you my fucking password.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't have his app right now because like
you're doing your own shit.
Like I was saying, like DDP's cool and all, that home yoga's cool and all. I can't fuck with it.
Yeah.
It's about, to me, it's about the energy in the room. Like you got 30 people, we're all breathing the same. And it's just, I don't know. I never fucked with spirituality like I do now. Like I was raised Catholic, but then I got older and I'm like, Jesus can suck my dick. Not literally, he can't suck my dick. Like I'm not gonna, like he might be real, he might not be real, but I ain't fucking with the Catholic Church. Like everything I was raised on, I punted that shit out the door like years ago. Like Billy John sent me a video that Sam Sneeze sent boys in like 2002, like the secret rulers of America or whatever, or the world. And I just remember I quit whatever job I had that day. I didn't even know. I no called, no show, and I laid in bed for like 2 days. And I'm like, nothing matters. 9/11 was an inside job. I almost went to the fucking military.
That's insane.
They wouldn't take me because I was 300 pounds. Thank God. Only time being fat was cool.
Really? They wouldn't take you?
That would have been. I would have stepped on a fucking bouncing Betty and got blown up first day probably.
That's insane.
Jesus. Like, send that big motherfucker on the front line, get him murked.
So what's your plan for your classes? Like what do you want to do that's different?
Dude, I don't know. The only thing I'm going to do that's different is I want to be able to throw heat like Brittany, Michelle, or Dom. Like I want to be able to, I want people to walk out of there and be like, yo, yeah, that motherfucker throws down. I don't want people to be intimidated, but I want them to be like, yeah, that's.
I mean business.
Yes. Like we're like, the way things are going right now, it's like, I started running with that like lifestyle. Like I was raised by the streets. I got no family out here. I got 2 brothers. I don't even know. The one like beefs with me for no reason. I ain't talked to him. I don't even get a birthday phone call off him or a Christmas phone call or nothing. I send cards down every year. That nieces and nephews don't contact me no more. All because I told him his kids shouldn't be on Instagram. And I'm absolutely right. Like kids shouldn't. The kid was, my niece was 6 at the time. I told him that.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's insane. I shouldn't have to.
That's insane.
No, I'm following big booty hoes on Instagram. Like, come on, like get your fucking get my niece off there, Ron. Like,
yeah,
what's wrong,
that's
Ron?
insane.
If you happen to listen to this, you fucker, I was right. Swallow your pride and hit me up, dick face. My birthday's in a day or 2. And my brother Rob, like he lives over in Fawcett. He's constantly busy. Like we still hang out and shit, but like
you don't get to see each other as much.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't got no family. Like the streets raised me out here. Like my best friend was my plug growing up. Like, my brother's my plug. Like
and like he so you're like that's what I mean. Like this shit is different. You're not like.
But like what I was gonna say would be different would just be like. My vernacular, I'm going to hit you with that fucking lingo. I'm not going to hold my tongue either.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to try not to drop any hard Fs. But, like, shit, ass, muffler.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to get tossed out there. I'm going to say pop your monkey in the air every once in a while when I put them in frog.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, realistically describe a better way to describe it to a rookie. If I tell you get in a frog now and I tell you tuck your tailbone or whatever, you're probably like, what? But if I say think of doggy style, how you want to throw it back to the ladies, like how you want to throw it back, boom, next thing you know, their fucking muffler goes in the sky, their legs are spread. Frog. You tell a dude, same thing. Like imagine how you want your old lady to throw it back. Boom. Next thing you know, you're a frog. Like, this is frog.
So,
like, you ain't like.
I think that enough is a great start to appeal to other people. But like,
I don't want to also at the same time get Harvey Weinstein in the mix of this shit.
No, for sure.
Like, being like, you know, like I don't want to. I made it a point. Like when it comes to this adjustment shit, I'm really not trying to adjust nobody.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll come up like I might grab your arm or something, but like. I'm not going to touch your hips and try to move your hips in forward or nothing.
Yeah, you can't.
Especially not one, I don't want nobody saying he got handsy or anything. And 2, I don't want to touch nobody's sweaty fucking back or nothing.
Yeah, right.
Like I sweat so bad, and when the lady comes and adjusts me, it's like, yeah, you know, this is your fault. Like, don't look at me. Like, if you walk away with, like, if my imprint of my thigh is on your chest and shit, like, and soaking wet from you pulling my leg back in this down dog. Like,
now, why do you think that, like, now, you think that if people catered it differently, that different types of people would go and try?
Absolutely. I started throwing them flyers up. Dirty Bird and me started making these fucking flyers. I was like, let's make a hood flyer, like, because I was like, I'm gonna start teaching this yoga, and I was like, I'm not really like, I don't know where to go with it. My background is fucking crazy. What do I know? Fucking hustle to survive. I'm like,
Yeah.
fucking put the OG in yoga. I seen somebody hashtag this shit, like this nerdy Norris Kiefer looking white dude with dreadlocks. And I was like, what? And I was like, if anybody should be able to coin that phrase, it's me. Like, I'm not saying like I'm like gang banging and shit and repping like blood and so real and shit, but like I'm not gonna say I'm on the porch at all. I've been jumped off the porch years ago.
Yeah.
Like, that shit's old. Like that's old news to me. Like that's an old part of my life. Like
I think that is something that's gonna.
I think that's what like leads the way. Like if Young Jeezy started pumping yoga right now,
yeah, people would definitely.
World Star, he'd get millions of views on World Star. Still, nothing would change. 100%. Like what's the fucking difference?
100%.
Like I don't know. It's like the hip hop culture. It was the hip hop culture, and I'm a fucking black and gold yinzer to the death of me.
Yeah.
And just, I don't know. That's what I'm going to bring. And I'm not going to play your Gandhi, ya, and your little woo musics and shit to hum your soul. I'm going to play like Ice Cube instrumentals and shit.
Yeah.
Like it all depends.
Today was a good day.
It all depends. I was even thinking of just because like anybody can do this. It's so obvious. Like I was just thinking like, Big Jerem, let's make a fucking mixtape for yoga. I'm sure it'll be on board and it'll probably be like top 5 albums that come out of McKee Sport.
Yeah.
Next to like 58 shit, like
just some fire beats.
Just fire beats, like
for yoga.
And I'll tell them how it'll be. It'll be like I'll need it nice and smooth for the breathing, and then we'll start this heavy moving, and we'll jump it up a little bit, and then we'll tone it down, and then we'll break into like I don't know, some Beethoven shit. Because I do believe in music. Like, I thought they were going to teach me about music at yoga, but they were like, for your first year, you'll play our playlist. And they're like, it's just traditional music. And I'm like, there's nothing, no secret to it. They're like, nah. But this one lady, like, I used to go to this Elizabeth shit. This one, like, Rastafarian lady. Oh, dude, she was sick.
Yeah.
This Rasta lady, sickest yoga teacher, like this Jamaican lady. But she would have like rock and roll days. Like it would be like Elvis and shit would be playing, and it would be dope. Like we'd do yoga to that. But then she would be like, it would be like the classical music, the Beethoven shit. And she'd be like, most of these jams are clinically proven. Like when you listen to them, they'll calm you down. And I started like, I remember like sometimes like little things like that pop in your head and it like replays. And I started looking into that. And it like makes the most sense because when you think about it, these tone deaf rappers and shit can't tell that they suck. Look at someone like Beethoven who's fucking deaf or whatever his name was, Mozart. He's fucking deaf and he made the greatest music ever. And it's because he knew those tones would like punch your fucking soul. Like this boy's hitting beats and shit, tickling your fucking arteries.
That's fucking nuts.
Like that, to me, that's crazy to think about. Like if you listen to Canon, it's Canon in D by Pascabel or whatever it is. It's the song that most people get married to. Like when you walk down the aisle, like a graduation theme.
Yeah.
It's fucking clinically proven to like put you in the mood. I'm about to play it right now, like in the background while this is going on, and just be like, after like 4 minutes, I'll be like, see, we're all like, it'll like I'm getting hyped up and shit. It'll probably calm me down a little bit.
That's funny.
Like when I get stuck in traffic on the Parkway, I'll put that shit on and I'll hit my vape pen, and the next thing you know, I'll be dancing with my fucking vape pen like I'm the maestro and shit. And it literally works. Like I'll forget I'm stuck by Green Tree, mad as fuck. It's gonna take an hour and a half to get home.
Ridiculous. Wow.
But it's crazy. But I thought they were gonna teach me about the music. It might still come. I don't know. But I thought that would be like lesson 1, like music. Like music hits the soul. But so apparently, like we could just like they said the reason we're not allowed to play music was this lady who I actually took her class, so it was even funnier. She's the one who pushed me in a direction to go find Dom. Like when I was saying earlier how like the universe be nudging boys in different directions. Like Rogan nudged me to the hot yoga shit. I went to hot yoga, met this lady, Connie. Connie, wild lady. Like it wasn't hot. It was like 80 degrees in there. But she trained through Dom and Michelle 11 years ago. And I would go to this place and I'd be like, man, these people fucking suck. This yoga place sucks. Like this is what it's come to. I'm like, all these places closed around me. Inner Strength's the only one that's open. They fucking suck. But Tuesday, Connie got this class. I go up to Connie. We'd be in Shavasana. She would literally play Black Hole Sun. Like, you know that Soundgarden shit.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even the real Black Hole Sun by Soundgarden. It was like an Ed Sheridan Black Hole Sun. And it was like, man.
Hard.
First day of class, like, Dom's like, yeah, you can't play your own music. And this is why we had this one lady, she played Black Hole Sun. And I just smacked my knee. I was like, God damn it, was her name Connie? I was like, Connie told me to come here. Like, the conversation me and Connie had was hilarious. I was like, yo, Connie, I was like, your class is the only decent class up here. And I was like, man, I'm really about to open my own yoga studio because I was like, I'm sick of the bullshit. And she was like, you know what? If you ever wanted to teach, she was like, you need to go see this lady, Dom, at Yoga Flow. Next thing you know, I go to Yoga Flow. I sign up. It's like the first time I went to Yoga Flow was it was one of their community classes, one of the classes I'll be teaching. It was on a Friday. It was this girl, Natalie. And I went up in there and I just never experienced, like, I've been to hot yoga my whole life. Not my whole life, but like, I've been in it. I know it.
Yeah.
Boy, it wasn't this hot. That 10-degree difference was hot. I sweated my ass off. And when I signed up, it was a 30-day membership for $30. So like 30.
That's not bad.
Dude, so phenomenal. And it was all studios. They had 5 different studios. It was like try different teachers. And I always did yoga on Mondays and Wednesdays.
So Yoga Flow is $30 for 30.
For beginning students. $30 for 30 days. You can't beat that shit. It's $15, $14 or something for one session anyway.
Yeah.
Or like 100 unlimited a month. But I went into Michelle's class on Wednesday, and she only does an hour class. Most of these classes are an hour 15, and she was just throwing heaters. And then towards the end for the inversion, she cued a headstand, and I was like, headstand? My whole life, my whole yoga career, I'd be talking to teachers, and I'd be like, when the fuck are we going to learn headstands and shit? And they would laugh at me, and they'd be like, you know, Betty's 86 years old. And I'd be like, so fucking what? Like, she don't have to do it. Like, I'd like to progress, though. Boy, Michelle cued a headstand, and I was just like, this is home. This is where I belong. I was like, I looked around, everybody's doing headstands. I tried to get in it. It didn't work out too good the
like
first
an actual
time.
on your head.
Yeah.
Like
when
you like put your arms over.
You could do it either way. You
Yeah.
could do it like put your arms in like a V behind your head, or you could just plop and handstand. I suck at handstands.
Can you do it now?
I can and can't. Like, if I fired one up right now, it would be easy because I'm all dry and it's at my house. I got home field advantage on the carpet. But when she cues them on the mat, it's like Crocodile Mao. Like, you run, you slide, you hit the wall and take a dive, man. That's what it reminds me of. I'm glad you got that reference, because when I tell people that, they look at me like,
that's hilarious.
And I'm like, man, I'm old.
Dude, that's funny.
That 80s shit. Like,
That's
if you don't know what
definitely
Crocodile Mao is, kids, it's like the tarp with the sprinkler and shit.
Yeah, it's
you
a
just
big ass slip and slide.
It's a slip and slide.
Yeah, but that was like the name brand back in the day.
That was the shit. You hooked it up to your sprinkler.
And boys were getting fucked up on the cut because it was like still a metal sprinkler.
That's why I consider a headstand like. Well, I hate to throw this stat out because I love yoga. Yoga is there's more injuries per year in yoga than there is any other sport in like ever.
Really?
Ego. One is ego. You got your boys on Instagram trying to do one arm crows and shit that ain't built for it. That'll fucking snap a shoulder. And then you got like the ego.
Why are the names like this? One arm crow, cow face.
Dude, those are the Americanized names. Most any yoga teacher will know, like, we speak in Sanskrit.
Sanskrit.
I feel like this is like a Kurt Russell Stargate movie. Like, yeah, we speak in fucking Sanskrit.
Stargate was dope.
Ukatasanas and
Stargate was dope.
Bakasana for crow. Like,
it's
we dumb it down for you Americans. We call it chair pose instead of Ukatasana, so you can fucking get it.
Yeah, so we get
just because like if I say Ukatasana, everyone would be like, huh?
Yeah.
And I'll be like, sit, motherfucker.
So now so you have to put in your 200 hours before you could start teaching.
No, I start teaching before I'm even done. Before I get my diploma.
Okay.
Which is, the
Oh, yeah.
just the
Well, you would
like,
start teaching because you got your first drop-in class, the
Yeah.
29th. At what time?
March 29th.
6:30
in
at Murraysville Yoga
Flow.
Flow. And, yeah.
Should be a sellout crowd. You might want to
It'll be a good time.
show up early. And I will put this out there. If you don't have a mat rentals are $2.
$2 cash.
So shit's all cash. You know what
cash.
I mean?
Bring
you're talking to Yoga
$5
Ralph.
cash.
This is the streets. We no paper trail out here. You got
$5
$5
cash,
bring $5
$2 cash.
We don't tell nobody you were here. We won't tell nobody you were here. No paper trails.
Now, okay. Jesus. That's definitely a wild time. We talked, so the first episode, you were thinking about doing this shit, and now this episode, you're about to be done with
I'm fucking balls.
Yeah.
We're 4 months pregnant.
Yeah, 4 months
Expecting
pregnant.
a kid and shit.
Now,
where I go from here is, I have no clue. I like to live my life how I always live.
quarter
by,
mile
like,
at a time.
cool breeze. I'm that feather in Forrest Gump just flying along. Maybe this works out. Maybe I become the sickest teacher on the planet.
Yeah.
Maybe it doesn't. Maybe
you start seeing wild shit on Instagram.
Maybe I don't have to work, and maybe I just do a couple videos from home and get paid that way.
Yeah.
Because that's how the world works nowadays. I
That's
can
how the
become
world
internet
works.
famous.
Absolutely.
I think that would take equally as much work as it would be to just go to work every day 3 hours and teach class.
But
the main objective in teaching class is, like, my journey has been so crazy in health. Like, if I could get one person, like, if I could change somebody's mind frame and help them become better or whatever, good.
Yeah,
all them fucking 7-hour down dog days, all them.
It was all worth it.
Fucking calluses I put on my hand, yoga calluses, which are fucking unheard of.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Unheard of in the game.
Not even lifting nothing. Jeez, your yoga adventure, Yoga Ralph's yoga adventure. That's fucking like the brave little toaster, except you're just out there with a yoga mat.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna do a bunch of classes with Yoga Flow. I have a bunch. They're mainly in the fall, but they run this program like it's beneficial to us, where they have these community classes, like 3 or 4 of them a week, and they're there for us. Like, we pick and choose. Like, it was literally like some vulture shit, like, to get these classes. Like, I read the email and it was like something about like community classes signing up. And I thought, oh yeah, we'll show up next Saturday to class and sign up old fashioned pen and paper. Man, you had to download a fucking app and shit. I go on there, all the dates are taken, and I'm like, you motherfucker. I'm signed, like, I don't teach a class till August. Someone let me get one in March though. Someone hooked me up, Big Rhonda.
That's
Shout out
good.
to Rowdy Rhonda.
That's cool then. That's definitely cool then.
She gave me a March one in Murraysville, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna capitalize on that shit.
That's insane. I'm real excited about.
If everybody shows up that told me they're going to come to that class, there should be a lot of testosterone in the building.
A lot of testosterone in the building.
The vibe will be good as long as, like, 2 of these broads that I didn't end too well with don't show up.
What if they're going to fuck up your chakra?
No, they won't. No, they won't. The universe will handle all that shit. I'm too. Like, I don't hold a grudge to nobody. I love it. Like, there's only like 2 people in this world I really don't get along with.
That's all right.
And one of them, like, half the city doesn't fuck with.
Yeah.
So, like, we're all in the same boat.
All right.
And the other, like, it's not that I don't get along with her, but, like,
it'll just, there's no reason.
I just don't have the energy for it.
I get it.
Been there, done that.
I get it.
Live and let live.
All right.
I hope she wins the fucking Powerball, though, and goes on to move out of this fucking country. I wish her so much fucking, like, I wish her
luck, so she's gone.
Please, yes.
Bye-bye.
See you.
All right, so time to get to the ending segment. You've been on here before, but no one remembers what you said about the desert island questions.
You know what's even funnier was I sparked up a joint of this garlic cookie before you asked me these questions last time, and I fucked it all up. I remember when I listened to the podcast, I was like, those ain't my fucking favorite movies. And I'm glad I get another shot at it. Like, I was thinking about that, like, and I wasn't even prepping for this one either, but, like,
yeah, you were able to think about it just a second.
Yeah.
Now, so I do an ending segment for everyone that's listening. It's called Desert Island Questions. I let my guests have 3 categories to take with them on a desert island. And each category, I give them 3 choices. So the first category you get to take with you on a desert island is things to watch. So you could have whole series, TV series, movies, anything you want.
See, last time when this question came, we just fucked with movies. I'm going to break this down into 3 and 3. The 3 movies of all time. Like, if I could take 3 movies, Back to the Future, for sure.
That's a good one.
When I was little, that's why my love for Corey Feldman. I told you got to email Corey Feldman. Holler at Corey
I messaged Corey Feldman.
When I was young, we had
his name was C Dog.
Boys don't even remember. Kids hearing this probably don't even know what the fuck I'm even about to talk about. VHS tapes, like remember, like your VHS mixed tapes. Like I had Back to the Future, and then there was License to Drive on this tape. And anytime my neighbor babysat me, she just threw on fucking Back to the Future and License to Drive. I seen Back to the Future probably 3 million times. I could still watch it at any time. It blows my mind how fucking good that is. Steven Spielberg's Sickest Boy Ever.
The
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Trash.
Second one's pretty good.
The second one's
pretty good.
The second one's good, but pretty good. The first one is unreal.
Steven Spielberg, Sickest Boy Ever. What does he know that we don't know? E.T., fucking Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah, E.T.
Raiders of the Lost Ark. I just watched that last night. I watched it like 2 weeks ago too. Like that's my shit, man.
Yeah, Indiana Jones was.
But that I wouldn't take that on a desert island. It would just piss me off. I couldn't escape.
I know, right? So you would have
Back to the Future.
What else?
The Burbs.
That's a good one. Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks, best actor alive. Like I don't believe there's a such thing as good actors. Like there's not good actors. There's only good written roles. But like you write any role, Tom Hanks kills it.
Now
Leo kills it, and McConaughey can kill it. Denzel doesn't kill it.
Bradley
Overrated.
Cooper kills it.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, you're out of your fucking mind. Bradley Cooper is insane.
Name a good Bradley Cooper movie.
I can name 10 of them. Limitless.
I was just gonna say Limitless. I thought that shit was bogus as fuck.
Yeah, you're telling me that wasn't a good acting
job? Good story.
Yeah,
good story with any actor. Put me in Limitless, you'll be like, yeah, give him
A Star Is Born. You ain't doing.
Never seen that.
Yeah, that movie was fire.
Never.
Stupid good. Lady Gaga is one of the most slept on.
Lady Gaga used to be on The Sopranos.
Really?
Yep. Look it up. That was Meadows' best friend.
I did not know that.
Meadows' best friend.
I did not know that at all.
Fun fact, 2,000 facts for you.
Jeez. I never watched The Sopranos. I need to, though.
Ooh, yeah.
I need to. So
HBO for life.
Okay, so you got The Burbs. Now, Tom Hanks has one of my favorite movies of all time. It's called The Terminal. You ever see that?
That's a good-ass movie where he sleeps in the airport and shit.
Dude, I love that.
Tom Hanks is a fucking killer.
He got all kinds of good movies. Big was my shit growing up.
Dude, Bachelor Party.
I never seen that.
It's rated R. Go watch that tonight.
That's probably the first one.
That's your homework. Watch that. It's like his first movie.
Okay, so
Dude,
you got
a great movie.
You got The Burbs. And now what's the third one?
The third and most important, no matter what, greatest movie that was ever concocted, Commando. With Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I think you picked that on the first one, right?
That's coming with me no matter what. If it's on right now, we got to pause this and watch it no matter what.
The last time I was here, Predator was on.
Well, Predator, yeah. Predator's my shit too. Like I could watch Predator just
all the old,
but man, Commando is my favorite.
All the old Tom or Arnold Schwarzenegger movies.
I remember my dad sat me down one day, like early '90s, and Commando was on TV. And I shouldn't even have been watching a movie like that caliber murder. He's like, sit down, boy, watch you something good. Sat down and watched Commando. Changed my fucking life. I did the same thing with my nephew like 5 Christmases ago. He was acting wild, and I was like, shut up. Sit down and watch this shit with me. Dude, fucking loved it.
He loved it.
Loved it. When he comes out the fucking tool shed and hits dude with that circular saw on the fucking forehead.
Yeah.
On top of killing like 150 terrorist in one
it's
sitting.
definitely insane.
Oh, that's the best movie.
I love all them old like
Arnold is my favorite actor. Like it's
all the action movies. Like
Arnold's the only good actor.
He's the only good actor. Is Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'll say this about his one-liner game is the sickest. He don't know much English, but if you watch any movie, you watch The Running Man. He kills boys and he ices them with the sickest one-liner, like for every kill.
You have been erased.
Yes,
from
dude,
Eraser.
Man, it's the best. Arnold's the best.
Now,
actor.
do you like Terminator 1 or 2 more?
I like 2 the best.
2 is the best.
But I like the premise of 1.
Yeah, the premise of 1 is good, but I didn't like it as much.
I like Arnold being the good guy.
Yeah, that was the best, and I love Edward Furlong. He's a fucking nut.
Yeah, I hated that dude. That he was like a junkie and shit.
Yeah,
Linda Hamill. I like Linda Hamill or whatever. She's bad bitch.
Yeah, she's definitely wild. But I loved all them movies back in the day.
I hated the one with like Christian Bale too.
Yeah,
they're dropping a new one. I just seen they're filming one. Arnold. I see him on Instagram.
Fuck all that.
On the juice and shit. Getting ready to film.
I know, on the juice again. All right, so you have the 3 movies. Now the second category. Do you read?
We do read. I do read. I'm gonna make this one real quick.
Go ahead.
Outsiders.
Yeah, that's the best. S.E. Hinton.
You
already
she
know.
wrote that shit in like it's a girl, right?
Yeah.
She wrote that shit in high school or whatever. I just watched The Outsiders the other morning on
It's
AMC,
so good, dude.
And I've been waiting. I've been waiting to comment on someone's like
All-star
Facebook
cast.
post with the Stay Gold shit. I've been waiting to do it. Like I dig the way you. Like, he's like, I dig the way you dig Rainbow's Pony. Now that's gold. I've been waiting to use that. I've been waiting to hashtag that on.
Oh,
somebody.
Ralph Macchio. They're about to come out with Cobra Kai season 2.
I didn't watch the first one.
Me either. Supposedly it's not too bad though. But okay, so
the Alchemist.
I never read that.
It's a good book. I got it on my commode upstairs if you want to take it with you. And I'm going to say 2 of them. They're very similar in names.
Okay.
The Art of War. Everybody knows that.
And the War of Art?
That shit in the War of Art.
Yeah.
The War of Art. Anybody who wants to quit their job and start teaching yoga,
read that book.
War of Art.
It'll change your life.
Anybody.
You'll quit tomorrow.
Anybody you want to pursue, if you have a dream and want to pursue it,
it'll make you do it
yourself. It's fucking like 6 pages. It's literally the quickest read ever. It's not 6 pages, but like,
you'll rip through it.
Quick read. And that book, like I said, you want to quit your job and teach yoga. Well, welcome to my life. That book.
I'll give you both of them. I'll give you both of them.
The Alchemist is a good book too.
I like
shit that
you like
blends into modern day life. And the reason I like The Outsiders is just because that OG shit.
Yeah, that's the best.
The streets is the shit, man.
Yeah,
you fly the wrong shit across this bridge, they'll light your ass up.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, it's real life.
I know. I don't.
It's real life out
I'll
here.
walk anywhere, but I make sure I wear a neutral color.
It's real
My
life.
yoga pants is black out here, cuz.
All right. Third category is things to listen to on a desert island.
Oh yeah. Favorite album of all time, still and always will be, Ghostface Killer, Supreme Clientele.
Okay, that's a good one.
That's just embodies my senior year in high school and shit. And I could play that all the time. Apollo Kids and just we made it. That shit just sings to me, man. I got 3 copies in my car right now. It took me literally 8 years before I realized one of them was the clean version. That's how much I love that fucking album. Essential album that I would take on a desert island with me also. Last time I was here, I said Supreme Clientele, Nas, I Am, and Cameron, Sports, Drugs, and Entertainment. We're throwing Cam out. Cam's out of here.
He's out.
I'll fucking get pissed on the island. I listened to that too many times. I'm going to replace that with Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction.
Wow, that's a good one.
That's my shit, man.
That'll motivate the fuck out of you.
I had that on cassette. I remember my brother just got out the Navy and I don't even know what year that shit dropped. The year it dropped, he got out of the Navy and he was like, I was young as fuck. He was like, you want to go to the mall with me? We're going to catch the bus and go to the mall. He's like, I'll buy you a tape. And I was like, all right, yeah, young as fuck.
Yeah.
And he's like, what tape you want? And my brother, when I grew up before I started listening to rap, it was Metallica, Pantera, just blaring out of the attic. I still fuck with that shit.
Yeah,
that's
for
my
sure.
lifting music. When we're doing legs and shit, I'll bang some Metallica all day. But he had it, and I was like, give me that Appetite for Destruction. He bought it for me on tape. I got it still in my basement.
And you fuck with that for sure.
I got it on my phone. I got it in
Appetite for Destruction, GNR.
Dude, invite me to karaoke and I'll smash Boys fresh off that album with Out to Get Me. I'll sing Out to Get Me at any bar and boys will just No one's coming up after. It's gonna be like Joey Diaz, just
Just
shut it.
shut
It'd be
it
like
down.
Bill Burr, shut the fucking building down. Like, who's coming up next?
Dude, that's hilarious. Appetite for
And
Destruction.
my third album would be, I don't know. I always say Nas I Am, but like that was like 10 years ago. That shit, like, I listen to it nowadays, and it's like, I used to be real big on Mobb Deep and shit, but like as I grew spiritually, I'm like, I'm not so much trying to stab a motherfucker anymore. Pick somebody in prison. So that third one is real. I gotta yeah. Dr. Dre to Chronic.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's
Like,
a good.
That was that was another. My brother Rob, another move. Like he, I remember he jukes Camelot or not Cam. What was it?
FYE.
Man, who gave you 8 for $1? Columbia House Records. Remember Columbia? Anybody from the 90s remember Columbia House Records? They'd send you shit in the mail. You get 8 CDs for the price of one.
Really?
Dude, I jukes both them boys. There was 2 of them. There was Columbia House. Well, my brother jukes them first, like 10 years before I was old enough to like do it. He got them for like Panteras and shit. But one of them was that like, if you signed up to Columbia, like, you know how like, you don't know what Columbia House Records is?
Now that you're saying it, yeah.
Like they'd send you like the catalog.
Yeah, it was
you'd
a
peel the
catalog,
stamp
you'd be able
and
to get
you'd
it.
put the stamp on your flyer or whatever,
Yeah.
and mail it to them, and they'd mail you the CDs. And you would sign up to a monthly service for like $10 a month where they would send you their CD of the month. And the CD of the month was Dr. Dre The Chronic. And he gave it to me. He's like, I don't fuck with this shit. But like as I listened to it, he started listening to it too.
Yeah.
Like, and that was the first ever CD I ever had was Dr. Dre The Chronic.
That's a good
But
one.
around that time, my pedophile neighbor, Walt, his older brother, Lee, had, like, I didn't know Walt was a pedophile. We grew up the same age and shit. He was like molesting kids not too long ago. But I'm talking like 15 years before that, like early 90s. I'm chilling with him on Washington Street. And his brother had this box with like Too Short,
Oh yeah.
The Essentials. And he was like, yo, I got a couple doubles in here. And he gave me Biggie Ready to Die on cassette,
Oh.
Warren G in the G-Funk era, that cassette, and he gave me Enter the 36 Chambers, Wu-Tang.
Damn.
And I just remember like it was over from there. Like when I go to Ames to get a CD, it was no more like Metallica. It was like I want Bone, Thugs in Harmony.
Yeah.
I want DMX.
Yeah.
Like, and then like that Dr. Dre shit. Like
you changed your
transitioned it.
trajectory.
Dude, I blame it all on like I give Biggie shit. Like I throw my little mood tantrums on Biggie. Like
Yeah.
but like Biggie nudged me in the universe towards hip hop. Like I heard that shit and I thought, wow, that was crazy. And then I heard 36 Chambers, and like every white boy, like that's white boy hip hop music. Like
Yeah.
if you were white in the 90s, you fucked with Wu-Tang. Like, everybody fucked with Wu-Tangs, but if you were a white dude in the 90s, like,
Yeah,
and if you didn't fuck with Wu-Tang, you fucked with ICP.
Yeah.
And if you fuck with ICP,
Did you fuck with ICP?
I did have the Grant Malenko. Yes.
He said I did have the great. Honestly, dude, I just
I
listened
had
to
it.
their
I had it.
podcast.
Well, at the time, like the 90s was crazy. Vanilla, we just like
Just having Vanilla Ice.
our music transition went crazy. It went from like Vanilla Ice, MC Hammer.
To, like-
NWA was a couple years before me, but like Dr. Dre came out, like that was my first taste
Yeah.
of music.
ICP was just on this No Jumper podcast with this Adam 22 dude. You know who that is? He's like a
Didn't I message you one morning out of the blue? It was like, you got to listen to this 8-minute cipher on World Star and it'll waste your whole fucking
yeah, you did. You
With
messaged
like
me
Juicy,
about
with
ICP.
like DJ Paul and shit. It could
Now-
have been the funniest shit ever.
Now this dude though, like both of these dudes in ICP, that Violent J and whatever his
They're-
fucking name is,
They should be in the WWF Hall of Fame.
dude, they were wrestlers,
Yeah,
but like
they're wrestlers.
they have one of the wildest stories of all time. Like I fuck with them now, kind of. You know, they were my opening bit in my stand up because I fucking hated juggalos, but I kind of fuck with
No,
them now.
I would go to the gathering of the Juggalos in a heartbeat. I would be on my guard, but I would
be
go
on
to
my
that. Like I
guard.
wouldn't like. leave my drink open or nothing,
Yeah.
like to a
You
juggalo
get
or a
dosed
wook or
by
whatever.
by some girl with hairy armpits and
Get axed.
yeah.
Or whatever they got. Get chopped.
That's insane, dude. That's fucking
The
nuts.
juggalos.
They're wild.
If you were white in the 90s, it was you were either going far left with ICP or you were going right with Wu-Tang.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or you were listening to Boys the Men.
Yeah.
Or you were like me and listened to it all.
Yeah, you just gotta listen to all of it. Have an
They
exposure
called
of
me
all of it.
doo-wop because I couldn't rap, and I would just be like, shabop, bop, bop. when boys would be rapping, I'd come in with that. When I was in like 5th grade, I got that shit.
That's insane. All right, so second to last category is the death row meal. So you could get as much food you want from wherever you want, and you could eat. You could have
This is an
anything.
entirely different podcast right now.
Yeah.
Buckle your seatbelts. Well, first and foremost, I only fuck with a few restaurants around the area. I like my favorite place to eat is Smoke. I'll say that forever. Smoke in Lawrenceville.
Tacos.
Yeah, Smoke barbecue.
That's
Oh,
fire.
it's
They
fucking
got some fire
They're-
fresca too.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
their Fresca is the sickest.
Yeah.
I always go to Fresca. I get 2 Frescas, and I always not snap it, but like I Instagram story it. Like life is good.
Yeah. Life is good.
Because man, life is good when you got
Yeah,
one of the
those
fucking-
things are so
If you
good.
got a fucking
I had a
melon Fresca in your hand,
I had a mango one, and I had a
I might go there tomorrow.
I had a
They got donuts on Sundays.
I think a lime jalapeno, and that was crazy. Lime jalapeno, it was wild as fuck.
I
Real
fuck
good.
with Smoke heavy, and then down the road from Smoke, my man Salim in the
Yeah, you always gas
Middle
them
Eastern.
up.
Oh,
Salim's.
dude, yeah, Salim's is my spot. The average, I don't know. I've never taken a girl to Salim's. I don't know how girls feel about Salim's. But as a bro, yo, that's the spot.
Yeah, fire food.
Chicken and rice and chickpeas. It's Gain Central, and plus the food is just fire.
Yeah.
Their hamburger is out of this world. Best hamburger ever, and it comes out of a Middle Eastern spot. They're not even American making American barbecue or whatever.
American
Dude, their
cuisine.
chicken burgers, their Philly steaks.
All of it's
I've
incredible.
never eaten anything there that was weak. Their
Well,
desserts are sick. They make those, they call them Turkish Delights. They look like a Jolly Rancher, but it's like a Jell-O texture, and it's made out of like dates and shit. Dude, they're so fucking good.
really?
They haven't had them in a while. I used to spend like $40 on them things down there because they're like $13 a pound or something. I'd be like, give me one of those, give me one of those, give me one of
Yeah.
those. The one was it had like rose petals in it, and it sounds weird, but when you eat it,
Jeez.
it tastes really good.
I bet it did.
Really good.
I've had rose petal macarons.
Ooh.
They have like macarons always got the wildest flavors and shit. And I remember I always will get like a regular chocolate one. I'll usually get a mint one or a lavender just because those are wild, and then a rose one if they always have them, just because it is a good flavor. It's just weird.
Sick. Dried roses are fire to eat. You heard it here first. Wheatgrass and roses.
Dried roses.
Dried roses. It's I don't know. Turkish delight.
Turkish delight. Dried roses.
What else would I eat? Patty's pastries cake for sure. I just
Patty's pastry.
ordered my birthday cake last week. Look for that on Instagram
Yeah.
for sure. It should be fucking tremendous.
Patty's Bakery in White Oak.
Patty's Bakery in White Oak. I ain't go to Patty's the last couple years because my old lady, that's like where I met her and shit. I ain't want them to think like
Yeah.
Ralph's coming back trying to holler at you, or I ain't want him to like hawk a loogie in my cake either. So I let the dust settle a little bit. I'm sure she's been fucking mad people like in the last, like she's probably happy somewhere. Like,
That's
I could show up and be like, yo, Patty, let me get that Oreo birthday cake. And it was all love when I went in there, but
That's good.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a fucking booger or something in there. I'd still eat it though because it's that fire. Like as long
Patty's
as I don't
birthday
visually
cake.
see it, I'm eating that cake, the whole cake. Look for that
That's
on
good.
Instagram, the before and after.
Anything else?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yoli's. If you ain't fucking with a Yoli's pizza yet, you're tripping.
Yeah, I haven't eaten it yet.
Yes. Shameless plug, the Yoli's.
I got to definitely try them
Yes.
out. Yoli's Pizza.
Get the Sunday sauce on the pizza.
Okay. That's up by CCAC in West Mifflin.
Yes.
Okay.
Fire fucking food. Other than that, what else would I eat? I need a Gatorade container like they would put on the sidelines at the Super Bowl, that Fresca from Smoke, though.
Yeah. That's a good call.
Of the cantaloupe, probably.
That's a
Cantaloupe
good call.
Fresca.
That's a good
Or
call.
two of them. You might as well give me two of them if I'm going to do it. If I'm going to get killed at death row, I always think of death row as like, I think of death as like a big ass explosion. Like if I'm going to go out, I'm taking a lot of y'all with me.
Yeah.
So fill me up. And so whenever my heart stops ticking and I shit whatever's inside me out, joke's on yins.
Yeah. That's insane. That's a good like array of food though. Like
Yeah,
I feel like you
definitely
got some
pizza from Yoli's and burgers and chicken and rice and all the tacos from Smoke. I can't think of nothing else. Like I like Beto's pizza is like my favorite pizza, but that's a different variety of pizza. I couldn't eat that on death row. That would fill me up. I'd want
that's too much.
I'd rather just house some tacos from Smoke. Like
That's a block of cheese.
and then like if Smoke comes through with the donuts too, and then the patty's cake. Yeah, it's gonna be ugly.
Yeah. I'm definitely I fuck with all kinds of places. You know, all kinds of good ass places around the city. I just like eating food.
I like your boy at Streets. I like his wings.
Yeah.
I've been getting
You already know the Streets wings.
I've been getting these tattoos like 1 or 2 a month down Cyclops Tattoo with Aaron. And every time I leave there I go right to Streets and get a man meal.
What do you get down there usually?
I usually get you already know I eat like a fucking savage. I eat like I'm 300 pounds still. But I always get a sandwich, a thing of wings, and then like another appetizer.
The wings are just unreal to me. Those are my favorite things
Every
ever.
time I go there, my bill's like $40 no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, like I
get
usually
a lot of food.
I usually will get a main thing and 2 side dishes as well. And
I like his wings.
yeah, he does wild shit.
I like
with them,
that
dude.
place. It's a funny atmosphere. That's kind of like how I ran into that Dirty Bird dude. I ran into Dirty Bird on Etsy. I bought a shirt off him and followed him and shit. And then I seen his artwork there. And then like I messaged him and was like, "You trying to do some shit?" And he's like, "Yeah."
That's dope.
Next thing you know, he's making these flyers for me. So like, if you see these yoga flyers out, that's
This
who's
is
doing
Dirty Bird.
Dirty Bird's work.
DERTYBIRD.
He makes fire flyers for boys, man.
He makes dope ass shit regardless. I've been working to get him on here, so eventually he'll be on here. But I'm just I'm working on it. But is that it for the food?
That's it for the food. I can't
All right,
eat
that was
no more.
good. Now, all right. So the last question I ask everyone is: if you could have a conversation with anyone alive or dead, who would it be and why?
Last time I was here, I said Andrew Carnegie, but this time I'm going to take somebody alive.
Andrew Carnegie. That's a wild one.
Yeah, I know. That's because I'm crazy.
That's a wild one.
I said Andrew Carnegie just because Andrew Carnegie, man.
Yeah,
He
Andrew
literally,
Carnegie,
like,
man.
Like we're kind of like here.
Who
'cause
are
of
you
him,
going
sort
to
of.
take this time? If it's
I would
alive.
say alive. Man, I always wanted to meet Arnold Schwarzenegger. So like
That would be dope.
and he don't got like he had a scare recently, like he had open heart surgery one
Yeah.
day. I was like, oh shit. I was like, I done lost everyone. And I was like, don't take Arnold. I was like, Arnold
He would be a good person
switched-
to talk to.
Like I got a lot of respect for Arnold. Arnold, like funny people. I respect like the funniest people. Like growing up, I used to like idolize Michael Jordan. Now I'm like, fuck Michael Jordan. But not fuck him, but like,
Yeah, it's just
Jordan's cool, but like,
not like an
I'll
idol.
set the bar a little higher. And now I'm like Arnold. Like this man came to America. Like I watched Pumping Iron like a million times when I'd lift in my
He's,
basement. I'd put it on DVD and it would hype me up.
Yeah, he's wild.
And it would just be like, I'm going to be like Arnold. Like, this boy just would lift. And I'd be like, I'm going to lift. I'm going to lose this weight. Next
That
thing
would
you
be
know,
a,
it all worked out. Like, and it's like Arnold. Like, thanks,
that
Arnold.
would be a wild ass person to have a
I
conversation with.
followed the big book of Arnold's Encyclopedia. Like, I'm at level 3 on it now or whatever, where you could train 3 body parts in a day. But I don't do that shit no more.
That's
I
man.
gave that shit up.
That's
for
a really
yoga.
good choice. Arnold Schwarzenegger is a really good choice.
He's done a lot of funny shit. And
Yeah. Yeah, it would be wild to talk to him about all that shit.
And who better to talk to? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like Rogan talked to Elon Musk and fucked it up.
What about Vader?
Nah, what is he gonna say?
Yeah, isn't he dead now?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
what's he gonna say? Like, I'm sure he got some wild stories.
Absolutely. Any of them wrestlers got to have some wild ass stories, dude. Definitely got to
My
be
favorite
a wild.
wrestlers of all time were the sickest boys. Like, I fuck with. Everybody knows. I fuck with Scott Hall.
Yeah.
I fuck with that drunk motherfucker, man. He gets me weak.
Yeah, he would be wild to talk
And
to.
I always fuck with Bret Hart. Like,
Yeah.
Bret Hart made Pink cool before Cameron.
Yeah, you already know that. Bret Hart was definitely dope. I think that the reason
And
I
Vader,
like
put on any big man.
yeah,
And Bigelow.
I fuck with that. I fuck with any of the big dudes out there for sure.
I still watch wrestling. I'm not even gonna say like a dork, like a red-blooded American.
Yeah.
I still catch myself watching WrestleMania every year. Not only watching it, but like
Getting
if you're
involved.
listening to this, message me. We're getting pizzas and watching Mania like it's the Pacquiao fight. It's going down. Weed and fucking case of brew and probably some Rockaway pizzas.
All right. So take some time and promote all the shit you got to promote right now.
Promotion. I don't got much to promote.
Yeah, you do.
Check me out at Yoga Ralph on Instagram. My Facebook is, my government name is Ralph Martino. Don't friend me if you're corny though, or if you're one of them people that bitch all the time. But like when it comes to Facebook, I'm just using it for
Promotion
and sleep with your girls. No, I'm just fucking around. You should see my DMs though. It's pretty funny. I signed up for Facebook and got messages immediately, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
I bet.
Yeah, zeros.
Zeros.
Mike Jones out here. Back then they ain't want me. Now I'm hot. And they all want me. It was funny. That shit used to get me in trouble. But Facebook, Ralph Martino, Instagram at Yoga Ralph. I like Instagram. Instagram's short and sweet.
Yeah,
It's
and then-
pictures. It's less depressing. It's no, you like food, you like, I don't know. I don't even do like, I'm not like your, like, I hate the people that be on social media like, I worked out today.
Yeah.
I worked out today. Like, no shit. Like, if you know me, you know I probably worked out. Or
Couple
like,
times.
Yeah.
Couple times already today.
Like, you already know. Like, I
And-
ain't gonna promote the shit. Like, I think that shit's corny, but like, if anything, you'll see like a dope piece of visual or something on Facebook from me.
Yeah,
But you'll
and we got to
never
keep a lookout.
You'll never hear me go on there and be like, if I was Mike Tomlin, I would have never traded Antonio Brown. You'll never hear some shit like that from me because one, I ain't a coach, and two, no one's a coach.
No one's a coach. No one's in there. Also, the drop-in class,
Yeah,
Murraysville.
March 29th.
At 6:30 p.m.
Your boy, Yoga Ralph, we're going to be up in there spitting traditional.
$5
It's
cash.
a $5 cash drop-in. It's designed for, if you never did yoga, it's built for you. I'm going to break down the shit, and we're going to get sweaty. It's going to be, you're going to sleep well. I don't know.
You're
I
gonna
don't know what to
sleep
tell
well.
you. I mean, I all I could say is yoga fucking changed my life, and I used to fucking fly flags and shit and act wild in the streets. And
All right.
not even crazy like that, but like, I don't know, like riff raff on MTV type shit. That's probably what these women think when I walked in there. They're like, here comes Malibu's Most Wanted. Like, I'm like, McKee Sport, motherfucker.
repping it hard. All right. I appreciate you coming on here.
Absolutely.
I think that this was good. I'm excited for your class.
But also, if you can't make my class, I came up with some talented broads, a lot of young girls that are going to be slinging heat as well. Like, it's going to be the same curriculum, but I would just say, like, if you're a man and you never been to yoga, like, you might as well fuck with me. What do you got to lose?
Yeah, right?
I mean, who's more manlier than me? Tim Allen?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Like,
Oh, man.
like, I'm not, I'm a man.
It's a man.
I'm not your typical dude. I've been to 2-man
He said
yoga
it was Manly or Tim Allen. All right, so
two-man yoga classes, and they were what you would expect. I'm not what you would expect.
yeah, it's from my experience. He's not what you expect.
What you hear is what you visualize it now.
Now imagine
It's a
with this
train
whole episode, that's who's going to be teaching beginners yoga. I'll see everyone there March 29th, 6:30 p.m. at Murraysville Yoga Flow. Shout
Bring
out to
a
my
towel.
sponsor, Streets on Carson. Check them out down in 12th block of Carson Street. Street foods around the world. Give Matt a shout out. Tell him the podcast sent you. Everyone else that's listening, check out Yoga Ralph on Instagram at Yoga Ralph, and I'll link.
YogaFlow.com, YogaFlowPittsburgh.com. Check out the website, man. There's shit on there for everybody. You might catch a gong cleanse, and
Might catch a
you
gong
might catch
cleanse.
a gong cleanse. You might catch a fucking hip opener that
It'll
shaves
change your
off.
life.
Yeah, and boy, I'll tell you.
It'll change your life.
I seen some shit, some X-Men shit. I'm not going to put no X-Men on blast because I don't want the government coming, but man, I seen some X-Men shit.
It's real.
It's too real. Realer than that black hole, man. And that shit
right.
was fucking real.
Follow me on Instagram at I'll call you right back. Email me. Let me know who you'd like on here. If you have any cool people you know that you think would be a good guest, at I'll call you right back. DM me even, whatever you want to do. Call me piece of shit. Let me know. Just give me some feedback. I appreciate everyone listening as usual. Also keep a lookout for the website. That'll be dropping here soon enough. New merch is coming. And yeah, I appreciate it. Call you right back.